ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you for today's session. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 1st chapter, sloka number 15 onwards. 12? 12, huh? 12 onwards. Okay. Sloka number 12 onwards. So, what we learned yesterday from last class? Yeah. Pravritti Marga, Nivritti Marga. Actually, whole society can be divided into two categories. What are those? Huh? One who follows Vedas. One who follows Vedas and one who doesn't follow Vedas. Yes. One who doesn't follow Vedas, what are the destination? What is the destination for them? Hellish planets. Tamasika destination. So Tamasika Gatihi. Our next. So whoever follows Vedas, for them we can divide into two. What are those? Pravritti and Nivritti. And once again, Nivritti. Nivritti. Huh? Nivritti is Sadhya and Krama. Sadhya, under Sadhya what comes? Huh? Sadhya, by what sadhana you will be getting the Sadhya Mukti? Sadhya means? Immediately, yes. What sadhana we should follow? One who is meditating on Paramatma, he will get accepted. The yogi will get Jnana and Bhakti. So they don't come under the Krama. Who said? Jiva Goswami. And Krama, under Krama, we have seen two here. What? Huh? What are those? Huh? Second canto, second chapter, that is Vaiswanara. Okay, then third canto. Third, what is that? Upasana? Yes. So then why, yeah, next what?
If they merge in the body, they will never in the end of.
No, that's okay. We'll leave that. Next coming point. Next point.
How hellish planets are this?
Actually, Parikshit Maharaj was so much feeling compassion towards the living entities who are getting punishment in hellish planets.
How they can be saved?
Yeah, how they can be saved. That is the intention. That's why. So to get the solution for that, he started mentioning of Nivritti Marga initially, and also he is explaining about Pravritti Marga also next. Then what he finally asked, what is the solution? So what solution was given?
First karmic.
You are there in the last class. Okay. Tell me. What Sukadeva Goswami gave first solution?
I lived for 87 decades. But just now, I read that the karmic kanda.
Yeah. So he gave that karma kanda. Like that he said, you should do karma kanda. Sinful people, they should do karma kanda. He said like that.
And the exam of
He said atonement. One should do atonement as prescribed by karma kanda. Before leaving the body, whatever sins we do in this body, so that person has to do atonement for those. Yes. They should do atonement immediately or not?
Yes.
Why?
Otherwise, the punishment will become its matter that
Double. It's doubles. It increases. It is many folds. So yes. Why Sukadeva Goswami said this?
To test his disciples.
To test his disciple actually. That's the main point. What kind of testing is done? Prabhu, what kind of testing he did?
Previously, they had given you have to perform devotional, but again he has told about atonement. Then Parikshit Maharaj again told that it is like king is punishing and the person is saying, but still again he is committing on same sinful activity.
Yes. Sukadeva Goswami could have told directly the final solution. But he didn't say, and he said atonement prescribed by Karma Kanda or Dharma Shastras. That means he's not giving the right answer immediately. So checking, in that way he wants to check. So Parikshit's understanding till now whatever he had. Okay, then next. Yeah. Tell me. Next point. Next point. Huh? You are not there in election. Huh? Why? So after that, what Sukadeva Goswami said after atonement? Who will tell? Yeah, he told about Jnana sadhanas. He's testing again. He's testing again. Before that, actually, yeah, Drishtasvatabhyam. So he rejects. Parikshit Maharaj pass. He passed actually in the first test. So he said that the punishment is given to so many sinful people, but still that punishment is not going to remove the tendencies to do people who got punishment, but still they are actually doing and it's again sin. So that's why Parikshit Maharaj said that this is like what? Getting punishment through karma kanda. Huh?
Said that police is punishing by saying, he's saying it, and he heard also from the scriptures.
Yeah.
Punishment still is.
Yeah. Yeah, still is being. So this punishment is like what? Doing bathing, elephant bathing. It's simply elephant bathing. Elephant also does the bathing nicely, and then after that it will come out on the bank and it will put mud again. Similarly, these people are doing atonement and doing once again sin. Okay. So then next. So next test actually started. Sukadeva Goswami still he didn't give the right solution. Then that means final solution. So what he said? He said to practice. He said to practice what? Jnana. Yes. So Jnana sadhanas. What is the outcome of Jnana sadhanas? How Jnana sadhanas will be working in the case of sinful people? What they do actually, Jnana sadhanas? So, like a karmi, if he gets association of a jnani sadhana, then he starts practicing jnana sadhanas. Yes. So at the beginning, he will not be able to directly practice jnana sadhana. He will do Iskcon karma yoga. Yes. And when he does Iskcon karma yoga, then he will be doing some respective. Iskcon karma yoga is also part of jnana yoga only. Okay, he does Nishkam karma yoga. So yes, by that what will happen actually? His antahakara suddhi means his with the impressions that is there in the chitta that will be removed slowly because he will neither become averse nor attached to the results. The results are of supreme, and by this process, slowly. Can you elaborate more actually? What actually? Avidya will be. Avidya will be removed. Yes. So what is happening there actually? What is actual thing and what is the wrong, and then by practicing Nishkama Karma Yoga, what is regained again? What is actual? What is wrong? So by Nishkama Karma Yoga, what is setback? Identification. Identification with the mind. Identification with the mind, not only mind, intelligence, body sometimes, chitta sometimes, like that he is identifying with various things. Yeah. What is actual and what is wrong and what is regained through the Nishkam Karma. I want. Huh? It's true identities. Atmajnana is. Atmajnana regains. What is the steps actually? Initially, how jivatma? Originally, jivatma is what? Jivatma is covered by avidya and karma. Yeah. And then when he practices slowly, that avidya is removed and his vidya. Step by step. First thing is what is actual? Actually, jivatma by nature pure. But we don't know it is covered by avidya and also karma. So like that they are lying in the karna anusaya Vishnu body. Okay. So by covering of avidya, what happens? By covering of avidya, what happens? Huh? He does not identify himself. He doesn't identify himself as soul. He doesn't know that he is himself. The next, quickly, actually, I have less time actually. Next one, Prakshepatmik Shakti in the form of false. Yeah, false ego. So then what is happening? Because of false ego, what happens? He identifies himself falsely. He identifies himself falsely as body and soul. Yeah. So then, coming actually something you are recalling. Huh? Give an example of thief. Thief. Yes. Someone is stealing and he is getting punishment. But identifying that person is getting punishment and identifying. Yeah. So here thief place what you should take? Huh? Thief place what you should take? This is an example, na? So what is body, mind. Huh? Body, mind, everything. Subtle and gross bodies. Okay. And who is the third person? Huh? Who is third person? Huh? Soul. Soul. Next. Punishment given by? Punishment is given by agents of the Lord. Okay? The superior authorities. They are giving punishment to body. But who is thinking actually? Jivatma thinking that. So he is doing stealing activity and he is getting punishment. So what is the exact role of the Jivatma in this body? We say car example, and car driver is soul. In our childhood days, that means in early days of Krishna consciousness, we used to hear like that. Soul is the doer, we say. Yeah? Yes? Soul is a doer. Soul is a doer. Tell me now. For them it is okay, but you people tell me. Soul is a doer or is claiming doership? It's claiming doership. It is not doer. So ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. This is the original philosophy. And all the activities are done by whom? By body. That means prakriti means so which is comprised of three modes. It is doing that. Prakrute krimanani gunai karmani sarvasha. And also somewhere karya karana kartrutve hetu prakriti richyate. Prakriti is the hetu for karya, karana and so karta. Everything is done by prakriti. But it is supported by, that means jivatma existence is needed. Similarly, on top of that jivatma's existence, there is a need of paramatma existence also. So jivatma is true claiming, that's all. Okay. Jivatma. So then what is jivatma? So simply it is claiming. So desires, you say, coming in where? In jivatma or otherwise in the mind. Like wrong desires, they come in mind or they come in jivatma? Huh? Mind. Ichcha, dvesha, raga. All these comes in mind. So that's why it's very important to know the nature of the soul. Nature of the soul has to be known very thoroughly. If you have confusion there, you cannot discriminate what is bhakti and what is karma also. It's very important. What happens actually when we do devotional service? What happens when we do karma? It's very important. Okay. Nature of the soul has to be studied. It is explained very elaborately in Paramatma Sandarbha. It's not Sandarbha is not such a strange book. No, it is nothing but book, guidebook on Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, wherever about soul nature is described, everything brought at one place and described for you. So that's why it's very important to know nature of the soul so that you will come to know who are you. If we don't know who are we and if we have confusion about our original identity, then that's not good actually. Then where we have to reach also we should know. And when we reach final stage, what is going to happen? So that final form and the existing form, what is the natural form of the jiva has to be known very thoroughly. As much as you have blurring of the concepts, your understanding blurs, that means you will be taking up the wrong decisions. And also wrong ideas will be keep on continued. This is my kind request for all of you. So to go through that section. It's nothing but don't think that some higher books or strange books are not our books. It's also completely based upon Srimad Bhagavatam. And it is very easy to understand also nature of this world, which is explained in Padma Purana and compiled by Jamatri Muni based upon the Padma Purana slokas. All the Jamatri Muni is a Sri Vaishnava Acharya, and based upon that Jamatri Muni's Karikas, Jiva Goswami, so clearly takes the Jamatri Muni's descriptions and same thing he shows from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So authenticated knowledge is given to us, very pure knowledge. So about this role. So this is very nice. Okay. So then after that, what we heard? So Gnana Marga, if you do follow Gnana Sadhanas, speak with. Huh? They are able to speak with online devotees. I'm trying to think. They want to answer. They have to ask questions. Yesterday they are unable to ask. Yeah, just try. They can raise their hands. I'm sorry, excellent students. I completely neglected you, all of you. So if you have some questions, so please raise hands so that we can unmute and we can hear. So I'm really sorry, actually, which I forgot. This whole, but they should come actually. Possible, mostly. If there is emergencies, okay. So okay. So by the Gnana sadhanas, what happens? What kind of purification happens? By following. We say, so Gnana sadhanas will purify. What kind of purification happens by Gnana sadhanas and what kind of purification happens by Bhakti sadhanas? Should be known very nicely, clearly. Tell me. Yesterday I told. What kind of purification happens by Gnana sadhanas? Sadhu. Janardana, your name?
When person has Gyan, he he develops tolerance towards dualities in the mental nature.
Yeah. Yes.
So when he develops tolerance, so the identification of the body reduces.
Yes.
So when it reduces, then
then what will happen? So the impressions which were there towards the aversion or attraction, also those dualities, will be now becoming light actually, because they are not being given, they are not fed actually, they are not encouraged actually, those vasanas. So then what will happen? By tolerance, automatically in the due course of time, like if you don't feed some food to the some animal, then what it will do? It will able to become slackened, and after one day, it will finish. Similarly, so these vasanas which are there in the chitta are impressions. Since they are not, if you do practice of that, like eating meat, so such an impression is there in the chitta. And if someone do practice of the do continue of the eating meat, then what will happen? That impression will become more and more strong. But if one restrains that from there, and such a rajasic and tamasic activities, if stop doing actually, and he stops trying to control his temptation towards either good or bad dualities. Then what will happen? The impressions in chitta will become very slack in actually. That means avidya is getting reduced. And what is giving form? Parallel, what is getting form? Vidya is getting. Vidya is out of Sattva-guna. Avidya is out of. Yeah. So this tendency of controlling is nothing but the mode of goodness. Tempting for the dualities is nothing but the passion and ignorance. So that means now he is controlling, means mode of goodness is increasing. Yes. So as much as he practices, avidya reduces, vidya increases. But vidya increases, okay. Is it fine actually? Increasing of vidya is the permanent solution?
No, he has to give up vidya because with vidya one cannot merge them.
In the case of Brahmanandis, so they also give up the vidya, but someone practice, so with his vidya increases, can we say that he is now safe from his committing of sinful activities in future?
No.
No.
Because no mode in this world is singularly existing.
No mode in this world singularly existing. So it is always existing with some sort of passion and ignorance. So that's why you cannot say that he is completely free from the passion and ignorance. At any time, those which impressions become so light, because of not feeding those by practicing bad activities. So, but you cannot say that they are completely destroyed. Completely they will be destroyed when we practice bhakti. Bhakti will destroy vidya and avidya all. Sukruto tanarthas, duskruto tanarthas all are destroyed. So sukruti means, so because of piety, because of mode of goodness, whatever the good so-called piety is there, that is also finished. Those samskara also out. And bhakti is going to give such a tasteful thing. This jivatma started, this particle started getting addicted for that actually. Not able to hear. How for how long? For how long? Since now only. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So bhakti, what it will do? It will destroy everything. Vidya and avidya, everything is over. So jivatma is purely covered by only bhakti. And also these senses, since these senses are being engaged, those are all losing the inertness. Inertness goes down, and so spiritualness, that means Sarupa Shaktis is going to dominate in those senses actually. This you will understand. The energies also you should know. The nature of the energies. What energies we have? We have Sarupa Shakti, we have Tadasha Shakti, and also we have Bhairanga Shakti. Neend aa raha hai. धीरे धीरे नींद आ रहा है अभी. Okay. So energies of this is also explained very. That means what is the advantage Sandarbhas? We are studying Bhagavatam only, but topic wise. So the content of Srimad Bhagavatam is arranged in a topic wise in Sandarbhas. That's all. Nothing. Sandarbha is nothing. Is not a new book actually. It's exactly. So arranging of the top Srimad Bhagavatam in a topic wise. That's all. If you want to know energies, like if you want to know Bhairanga Shakti in detail, you should study Paramatma Sandarbha. If you want to know Sarupa Shakti in detail, then Bhagavad Sandarbha it is given. Similarly, Tadasha Shakti, if you want to know in details, that is given in Paramatma Sandarbha. Like that. These two Sandarbhas. Okay. So let us continue now. We'll go a little quick. Any questions you have from last class? So that means by Jnana Sadhanas also we are not able to get the. I'll try to look my point. Yeah. So Jnana Sadhanas are not going to clean all the sinful tendencies. So from the root. Because Jnana Sadhanas maximum they can bring you to mode of goodness. They cannot make you to transcend the modes. No. But bhakti will make us to transcend the modes. That's the difference actually. So, but mode of goodness means it is not a comfortable state also. It is also still he is covered with Maya only. Maya is having the two potencies. That means Maya is some way helpful also. Some way it is also harmful. Maya sattva potency is helpful. Yes or no? Maya is completely, he is always unfavoring you. No. Maya, which is said, it is said in the Chatusloki, Ritertam yat pratiyeta, na pratiyeta chatmani. So, tadvidyat atmano maya yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. This Maya is completely, so it is always making Jivatma to forget himself. No, the sattva potency, sattvic energy of the Maya, the sattva potency of the Maya is making Jivatma to know himself. Which potency of the Maya is making Jivatma to forget himself? Which modes? Tamas and Rajas. Tamas and Rajas. That's the avidya is made up of what? Tamas and Rajas. So, but same Maya can make you to realize also yourself. Who is you? Yes or no? So when one cultivate Jnana sadhanas, he will come to mode of goodness and he can know I am not body, I am soul. But is it a permanent solution? This is not permanent solution. Is it a safe solution? A safe situation? No. One should. So who will make jivatma to transcend modes? Who can lift the jivatma from the modes? The energy which is out of the modes. कोई भी गड्ढा में गिर गया, गड्ढा में गिरा हुआ व्यक्ति को गड्ढा में गिरा हुआ व्यक्ति निकाल सकते हैं क्या? नहीं है ना, कोई भी आउटसाइड से चाहिए या नहीं? तो वैसा ही माया शक्ति के कारण आप अंदर गिर गए तो माया शक्ति आपको माया शक्ति से बाहर कर देगी क्या? That means even if you practice any amount of mode of goodness, that is not going to make you to transcend modes. Okay? You have to take the help of the energy which is beyond the three modes. So that is nothing but Sarupa Shakti. So even in the case of the Jnanis also, it is true or not? Yes. Finally, they should take shelter of Bhakti only. Yes. What is the sloka? Mam chayo avyabicharena bhakti yogena sevati sagunam samatitya etan brahma bhuyaya kalti. So ultimately, even in the Brahma, anyone, that means yogis, Ashtanga yogis, or the Jnanis, or Bhaktas, anyone, if he wants to, it's a foundational principle, fundamental principle, they can be transcend. They can transcend modes only one. That is, by only one. That is, Bhakti. That is Bhakti. समझ में आ रहा है? और कुछ पॉइंट्स हैं क्या? और कुछ चीजों सीखे, कुछ ऐसा चीज सीखे जिसको आपको एकदम नया लगा और स्ट्रेंज लगा, ऐसा कुछ है? कुछ स्ट्रेंज पॉइंट्स फ्रॉम यस्टरडेज क्लास? हंस रही तो बोलिए, कुछ स्ट्रेंज लगे पॉइंट्स इनके पीछे? कुछ स्ट्रेंज पॉइंट्स बोलिए.
Pure devotion.
Pure devotion.
Only after dreams Shraddha, pure devotion.
Yeah, after Drishraddha only pure devotion. I said or Prabhupada said? In purport it is written or not?
Fully surrender.
Prabhupada said, na? We read from purports only, na? I showed actually. If you want, you can revise the lecture. It's not Venugopal Vacha. It is Prabhupada Vacha from the purports. So, pure devotion begins from where? From full surrender. So that's everywhere in purport Prabhupada writes what? Full surrender. So, Prabhupada, and what is the greatness of Prabhupada, you all know? What is the greatness of Srila Prabhupada? And difference and greatness. So, Prabhupada is saying, the fact is that I am the only one in India who is openly criticizing not only demigod worship and impersonalism, but everything that falls short of complete. What is the meaning? What is the word? We should not remove the adjectives actually, or adverbs. Complete surrender to Krishna. My Guru Maharaj never compromised in his preaching, nor will I, nor should I. So, nor should any of my students. So, you should not allow yourself and also your followers to get attached to family, this, that, and don't try to pamper those things actually. Of course, initially you may allow them to, but tell all the time fact and the truth. Until unless if one full doesn't surrender, his bhakti never begins. Because with the condition, that means with the conditioning will be there, but purification also is needed, not needed. What is needed? Surrender is needed. Surrender doesn't mean that we are purified our heart is purified everything. No. Our heart is pure. That's another wrong concept. For a full surrender, is it need to the complete purified heart? What is needed to full surrender? Huh? Huh? What is that? Dhrishraddha. Strong belief is enough. So that's why one should fully surrender to Krishna. This is our philosophy actually. This should be the core principle. Full surrender. And everyone should be dragged towards that. And that means, okay, ये भी चलेगा, वो भी चलेगा, okay. सालों साल pamper नहीं करना. Okay, initially, but you should keep on reminding this. That is the greatness of Srila Prabhupada. That is the main point he always emphasized. Actually, and also his Guru Maharaj is saying. And also he's expecting same thing from his students also. We are firmly convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and all other his part and parcel servants. This we must declare boldly the whole world that they should not foolishly dream of world peace unless they are prepared to surrender fully to Krishna. So once again, full surrender definition also we should not take our whimsical way. Anyway, Krishna, I am believing, I know Krishna is only I accept Krishna is only Supreme Personality of Godhead. Full surrender, which is exhibited by the different characters in Srimad Bhagavatam, that one has to see and study. So like that, we should follow in their footsteps. Like that, we should surrender. Don't define full surrender by your own words. That is another problem actually. That also is not good. So, okay. Sharanagati is also a very important topic. Yes, Prabhu, in the hand is raised actually. Yes. Pranam.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
One is regarding the practice about full surrender.
Yes.
So when we say pure devotion means full surrender, after that bhakti begins.
Pure bhakti. Pure devotion begins. Yeah.
Pure devotion service, yes. And I have also heard that these 9 stages of bhakti, so all is Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Sanat and everything. So these are all things also falls within pure devotional service only.
Yeah.
So now when Anarthanavritti stage is there, we go through so many different challenges that comes like Vikalpa and all these things which comes on the way.
Yeah.
So now does it mean that he is not fully surrendered? How do we understand what is mean surrender to Bhagavata characters?
Yeah.
And on the other side, the Anarthanavritti going on conditions are there, and that is because of bodily attachment only these conditions are pulling us down. So how do we understand exactly what it means by full surrender and then Anarthanavritti still falls within pure devotion?
Yeah. So we clearly read actually in the Srimad Bhagavatam in Nectar of Devotion. So Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anarthanavritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, which are also part of our stages of Sadhana Bhakti. So these are all Sadhana Bhakti stages. Yes or no? Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Sadhana Bhakti stages. And Sadhana Bhakti also should be Anyabhilasha Sunya. Jnana Karma Dhanam. That condition has to be followed. So now your question is, so that means all these stages should be satisfying the condition of Anyabhilasha Sunya. So now, how can you say, now your point is, how can you say that Anishtita Bhajana, that means Utsahamai, Ganatarala, and so and so. So all these different types of the Anishtita Bhajana stages, how can you calculate, how can you say that in these stages also one is satisfying the Anyavilasha Sunya condition? This is the question. Yes?
Yes.
This is the question, na? So now, Anyavilasha Sunyam definition is asking, what it is asking, one should be free from that means other desires, and his activity should be direct devotional activities for Krishna's pleasure only. So this kind of endeavor should be what? Continuous endeavor. So here, the person who didn't reach to the Nishtha stage, he will be endeavoring actually all the 24 hours. With what? With with full surrender consciousness, he will never forget that I'm not the he will never forget that I'm servant of the Lord. So he endeavoring actually to engage 24 hours, to engage his body, mind, speech. So Prabhupada also writes, Sadhana Bhakti is done by body, mind, speech. Activities done by body, mind, speech for Krishna, which are now free from the karma and jnana. That's why those activities became now what? Direct devotional activities. Those activities should be endeavored actually. Endeavored because he surrendered now. And प्रयत्न हर क्षण कर रहे हैं लेकिन फिसल जा रहे हैं, इसीलिए अनिश्चित बोला जाए. ऐसा नहीं कि पूरा घोड़ा बेच के सो जाओ, वैसा नहीं. तो तब तो क्या हो गया? He is completely shifting from the consciousness of full surrender, and he is taking up identification, another identification fully, like I am so-called member, family member, and that family member. Like that, if you take up, then he is completely out. So then that kind of devotion, he may do in day 4-5 hours devotion, but the other time he is completely off in endeavoring to do direct devotion. Then you cannot call him as a pure devotee. Okay, understood the difference?
Yes, Prabhu. So, I had one question. Like, sorry, that there will be some intermittent problem will happen.
Prabhu?
During the practice project. So, he is trying his best, but because of
not trying best, Prabhu. Best का definition भी है. Anyabilasha, Sunni, Gnana, Karma, then everything has to be matched. It's not that everyone define their own best. बोलते हैं कि हम 4 घंटा ही कर सकते हैं, मैं तो अपना बाकी टाइम में भी प्रयास कर रहा हूँ बोलते हैं. ऐसा उसका तो कोई बेंचमार्क नहीं रहेगा. तब लोगों को उसमें ऐसा हम लोगों को लीनियंस नहीं छोड़ दिए. Try for your best, that is pure devotion. He didn't say. He said that your sadhana bhakti should satisfy the condition of anyabhilasha sunya gnana karma adhyana anukulyan krishnanushilanam. He said this.
Okay. So when he is having Annabhilashita, what this
okay. What I will do, if time we will get, I will explain in detail, elaborately the meaning of Annabhilashita. That will be more useful. Then you will understand the consciousness. The consciousness, required consciousness to satisfy Annabhilashita Sunyam, what is needed. That is your point actually. That is you want to understand actually. The consciousness behind the one who satisfies Annabhilashita Sunyam, what is that? So in the anishtha stage, how it will be? In the anishtha stage, how it will be? This is your question. And those who are not satisfying, how their consciousness? This is your question actually. So I understood, Prabhu. So we have very less time also. Today we should finish 53 slokas. Okay, it takes a long time to discuss this area. But you should remember that from sadhu sangha also that anyabhilasha sunya condition should be satisfied. That is pure devotion only. That should be pure devotion. That's Rupa Goswami clearly said. Yeah, and full. At least technically, verbally you accept. So Dhrida Shraddha, full surrender. Prabhupada also write in the purports also. So then Krishna consciousness starts after full surrender, which is symptom of Dhrida Shraddha. Okay.
Yes.
So now, yeah.
There's one more question.
Probably we'll take questions later actually. After some class also, I have extra time I can give. So let us. Yeah. Now, yes, we have ended one. 12th one. नाश्नतः पत्यमेवान्नं व्याधयो विभवन्ति एवं नियमकृत्राजन् शनैः क्षेमाय कल्पते. पढ़िए. Someone read.
My dear king, a diseased person eats the pure, uncontaminated food prescribed by a physician. He is gradually cured, and the infection of disease can no longer touch him. Similarly, if one follows the regulative principles of knowledge, he gradually progresses toward liberation from material contamination.
Yeah. बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल है ना. हम लोग डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। क्या कह रहे हैं इधर? जो पत्यम अन्नम, समवन डिसीज, नींद आ रहा है, खड़े हो जाओ। हाँ, नहीं आप, हाँ वही। So in this, if someone got deceased, then for him it is prescribed that such a food should not be eaten. Yes. So then what will happen? If he doesn't eat, then automatically disease will be cured. What it means? Can you explain, anyone? I already explained. Deceased person, for him such a food is not prescribed to eat, or restricted some food. So that by not eating that, his disease will be cured. He will not take the further impressions actually. Eating food means here, so that means which is not prescribed. That means activities which are in the mode of ignorance and passion. Such activities, if he doesn't do, who conditioned jiva, then what will happen? That means like it is not feeding the unwanted food for a deceased person. Then what will happen? Chitta will be purified, means impressions will be slackened actually, as much as possible, slackened. Then automatically he will be coming into the mode of goodness. Okay. So this is the point it is said. Whatever we discussed, that's the point. Clear for you? One is gradually purified if one cultivates knowledge, even through mental speculation, and strictly follows the regulative principles enjoined in the Shastra and explained in the next verse. Therefore, the platform of Gnana, speculative knowledge. That means Gnana principle is nothing but what? So, not feeding the activities impelled by Rajas and Tamas. So that the impressions which are there in the Chitta will be, what will be happening is not fed further, and not again and again, the activities are not practiced. That's why impressions in Chitta will become very light. So that there is a strength will not be there actually. Desired strength will be reduced much and much. In this way, he is able to come out from sinful activities. But here the problem is what? बैठिए, यदि जब चाहते थे तब बैठ सकते हैं। तो इसमें, so in this what? Actually, whenever he, that means his desires will become so light, to slacken, but not completely removed actually. Complete removal will happen when, so Rajas, Tamas and Sattva all are tada Rajas Tamo Bhava Kama Lobhadayascha Cheta Yetairanaviddam Stitam Sattve Prasidati Nashtapraya Shabadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. That means when we do Nityam, means all the time, 24 hours, if you do devotional service, then what will happen? All the effect of Rajas and Tamas, everything is gone. Stitam Satya Prasidati. There's Stitam Satya means what you should take? Sattva Suddha Sattva. That means even material Sattva also gone. So that's why every minute, whatever you are, so using your body, mind, and intelligence, and your speech, everything, if you use for devotional activities, you are securing your position very nicely. That means if you use body, mind, speech again and again with spiritual activities, you are becoming more and more secure. Your impressions are getting deleted actually. Shinvatam Sakatam Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Rudyantasto Hyabadrani Vidunoti Suhrasatam. These impressions are permanently got deleted actually. Permanent deletion is happening. So that's why a greedy, Krishna conscious person will utilize his time, energy, everything for Krishna's service. Otherwise, if you become so lenient, and what will happen? Impressions will be there and they will be always provoking you to do. Desires are produced and those desires are torturing. and dragging actually. So, next. One is gradually purified if one cultivates knowledge, even through mental speculation and strictly follows the regulative principles enjoined in the Shastra. That means Shastra always reject the activities given by Rajas and activities impelled by Rajas and Tamas. That's the point. Jnanis, they should follow strictly Shastra. And they do follow the activities prescribed by Shastra, which are always in the mode of goodness. And explained in this next verse. Therefore, the platform of Gnana, speculative knowledge, is better than the platform of Karma, fruitive action. Karma is what? Karma is not at all doing anything actually. Just whatever the reaction you are going to get, someone killed a person, is a murderer. So now he is getting the punishment, but before getting punishment, voluntarily he is taking some atonement. So that that punishment is stopped, but any purification in the chitta, no. By the atonement, no purification, nothing. So that's why atonement is not at all a right method actually. Only the one method is, so bhakti. Bhakti is a spiritual potency. It is a sarupa shakti, and that can destroy all the rajas and tamas. There is every chance of falling from the platform of karma to hellish conditions, but on the platform of Gnana, one is saved from hellish life. But people may say, Prabhu, I am doing lot of service, but still my heart is not purified. Because when even the activities, bhakti activities done, heart is not, chitta is not purified, impressions are not destroyed. Why? Bhakti Maharani will observe candidates' nature actually. Acha, if he is offensive, if he is so much offensive towards the Lord, holy name, devotees, and so on, so scriptures, then what she will think? अच्छा, वो जो नेचर है ना, वो वो बदमाशी का नेचर जो, माने कैसे बदमाशी है, तो एक तरफ से ये प्यूरिफिकेशन भी चाहिए, दूसरे तरफ से नहीं, दूसरी तरफ से ये सब अपराध करना, माने भक्ति महारानी के एक प्रकार से इंसल्ट करना. She will not be happy if someone is offending his devotees. She is also residing in the everyone's heart, another Vaishnava, and you are offending him, then she will not be happy actually with that. She is also there, actually. So then what she will do, and she is also in your heart. Whatever results you need to get by your spiritual activities, those are what? Those are stopped actually. Those are regulated, those are controlled. Like example, if someone is stealing money of the citizens, king what he will do? He will restrict actually. He will restrict his freedom in society to go around and earn money and enjoy. Yes or no? He will restrict his life and he will put in a jail so that he cannot do everything. Freedomly, he cannot live like other citizens are living. Similarly, Bhakti Maharani is like a king. She is a queen actually. She gives she put restriction on what? Your facilities, what you should get. So that means when you do bhakti, purification should happen. That is not allowed actually. इतना तुम ऑफेंस हो, इतना बार करो, उसके बाद ये क्लीन करूंगा. This is the way actually. She will restrict actually. Because bhakti is not like karma. Bhakti is what? Living being. And karma is inert. So that's why Bhakti Maharani is having consciousness. She observes. So we cannot see that everything is mechanical. No, it's not mechanical. So bhakti in our heart is very, very so conscious entity, that is. Jivatma, how it is chit. Similarly, bhakti is also chit potency. There is every chance of falling from the platform of karma to hellish conditions. But on the platform of jnana, one is saved from hellish life. although one is still not completely free from infection. The difficulty is that on the platform of Gnana, one thinks that he has been liberated and has become Narayana Bhagavan. This is another phase of ignorance. This Jnanis, so if they think he is the Lord himself, then yeah, for them Ahangrahopasana is there and also Brahmavadis. Ahangrahopasana also gives results. By Ahangrahopasana, where they will reach? What is the destiny of Ahangrahopasakas? Right Ahangrahopasakas. Huh? Sarupya Mukti they get. Ahangrahopasakas. Someone who identify himself as one with the Brahman, they get Sahijam. But उसमें कोई आनंद नहीं है क्योंकि रस नहीं है रस so भक्ति रस नहीं है उसमें so that's why they are very inferior to so bhakti ras and here Prabhupada is writing there is another phase of ignorance yenye ravindaksha vimuktamanina tvayasata bhavat avishuddho buddhayah आरुह्य कृच्छ्रेण परम पदम तथा पतन्त्यदो अनादृत युष्मदंग्रयः. The main point is anadruta yushmadangrayah. That means those who anadruta means not respecting. So drita adrita means respecting. Anadruta means not respecting. Yushmadangrayah means your lotus feet. Those who are not respecting your lotus feet, they will fall from the Brahman stage. Even Jnanis. That means Prabhupada is mentioning this point why even Jnanis also, if they commit any kind of offense, even in the Jivan Mukta stage, he is in the Brahma Samadhi. But if any offense knowingly or unknowingly by him, if it happens, he'll fall down from that state. Next, tapasa brahmacharyena shamena cha damena cha tyagena satya sauchabhyam yamena niyamena va देहवाक् बुद्धि जमदीरा धर्मज्ञा श्रद्धयान्विता क्षिपन्त्यगं महदपि वेणुगुल्मामिवानलः.
To concentrate the mind, one must observe a life of celibacy and not fall down. One must undergo the austerity of voluntarily giving up sense enjoyment. One must then control the mind and senses. With charity, be truthful, clean, and non-violent. Follow the regulative principles and regularly chant the holy names of the Lord. Thus, a sober and faithful person who knows the religious principles is temporarily purified of all sins performed with his body, words, and mind. These sins are like the dried leaves of creepers beneath the bamboo tree, which may be burnt by fire, although their roots remain to grow again at the first opportunity.
Thank you. So what happens? Jivatma covered with avidya and having the ahankara, also ego, chitta, and intelligence, mind, senses, plus body, and sense objects. So see these activities, what they are? Brahmacharya, tapasya, what are those? Vrata. Brahmacharyena, tapasa, shamena. Shamena means controlling of mind. Damena means controlling of senses. Tyagena means renouncing. Satya means speaking truth. So, Saucha means cleanliness. Yamena means do's, name, and do's and don'ts. Next, Dehavag Buddhism. So, by do following of all these activities, what we are doing simply, we restraining ourselves to not to do activities which are manifesting from rajas and tamas. It's kind of restriction, that's all. Voluntarily restriction. Jnanis, they voluntarily restrain so their activities so which fall under the rajas and tamas. By this, what will happen? The impressions of chitta will be reduced. So, and as much as reduces, that means that much vidya, avidya also gets slackened actually. So, and also Vidya is getting formed. Avidya decreases, Vidya increases. And also in this, good impressions increases. Good impressions, Chitta. So, Chitta and here there is a connection is there. Huh? So, good impressions increases means Vidya increases. In this way, so the impressions are gone means automatically desires are not produced. Like that, it's a tough process actually. And what is said here? Kshipanti agam mahadapi Venu gulmam ivanalaha. It is compared with what? Destroying of sins based upon jnana is compared with bamboo. So burning the bamboos. Bamboos, if you burn it, even in the summer season, because they come together and there is a friction and they get fired automatically. So then they will be fully burnt from the top level of the ground. If you see, complete burn. But when once rains falls after summer, once again green they will become. So similarly, so now because you are not practicing rajas and tamas activities, those impressions became so light. But whenever there is a proper situation comes, Yayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangastoshopa Sanga Sanjayate Kama Krodho Bijayate. Once again, if you expose your mind and your senses to Vishaya Vastus, then what will happen? Then once again, Dhyayato Vishayan Sanga, that means attachment, and then after that, desire will come out. Once again, desires. That means those impressions are now once again given water actually. Immediately, those who became very slack and now it be once again raising up. क्या फायदा इतना मेहनत किया और मिट्टी में मिल गया मेहनत इतना दिन अच्छा ज्ञान साधना माने क्या है तो ब्रह्मचर्य अच्छा से पालन किया यम नियम ये नहीं करना है वो नहीं करना है ऐसे ही रहना है सो ये नहीं देखना है वो नहीं देखना है बहुत कुछ नियम लगा के तो अपने आप का जीवन को बहुत रिस्ट्रेन करके जिए लेकिन अंत में आके फुर हो गया इतना में तो कौन सा करने से अच्छा होता था डायरेक्टली भगवान का नाम श्रवण कीर्तन इत्यादि करने से पूरा के पूरा परमानेंट डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाता तो इसीलिए ज्ञानी दे वेस्ट देयर टाइम एक्चुअली द फर्स्ट क्लास तपः दिस इज फर्स्ट क्लास तपः व्हाट इज दैट फर्स्ट क्लास तपः अच्छा नो tapa is explained why Smriti Shastra as follows manasas chendriyanam cha aikaryam paramam tapaha complete control of the mind and senses of their complete concentration on one kind of it is called tapaha. Our Krishna conscious movement is teaching people how to concentrate mind on devotional service. This is tapaha. That means focusing on devotional activities. This is first class tapaha. Brahmacharya, the life of celibacy, has 8 aspects. So see, we are also doing tapasya by restraining ourselves from the other activities and doing the bhakti activities. But these activities making the jivatma, that means into transcendental mode. That means all chitta is getting clean permanently and becoming transcendental. So this is very, very good thing actually. But if you practice jnana sadhanas, no. But still we follow the brahmachari, we say identifying brahmachari and this and that. This brahmachari rules comes under pure devotional service, direct devotional activities. As devotional activity? No, it's not a devotional activity. It is what? Activity of? What? It's a jnana sadhana. Jnana sadhana it is. Brahmachari said, no, it's a jnana sadhana. So then why we have to follow jnana sadhana? Hey, huh? Do you need to follow brahmachari life vrata? Huh? Why? Tell. Why we should follow brahmachari life? It's not a bhakti, then why we should do as a bhakta? That means still we are not bhakta. Huh? Yes or no? Whoever is, you want to say? Yeah. बोलो कुछ तो बोलो.
Doesn't cover all.
It comes under it never comes under Bhakti Anga. In 64 limbs, is it counted? Brahmachari following Brahmachari Vrata is not counted. तो फिर भी हम लोग क्यों फॉलो करना पड़ रहे हैं? ऐसे हमारा आचार्य क्यों दिए हैं? खास करके कौन दिए ब्रह्मचारी का सिस्टम? भक्ति सिद्धांत क्यों दिए? हाँ, माने एक्चुअली क्या हुआ ना, इसके पहले भक्ति सिद्धांत जी का पहले if you see, there are so many apasampradayas. They are keeping self-proclaimed pure devotees. They are all, huh? No, self-proclaimed pure devotees means they are not having the eligibility of pure devotion. What is pure devotion eligibility? One should be full surrender. They are not fully surrendered, but still, so they are claiming themselves as full surrendered devotees, and they started saying that we don't need to follow any kinds of the rules and regulations because they are not under the devotion. So, and also they are really not pure devotees, really not fully surrendered devotees. They are not able to engage themselves in direct devotional activities also. Then what happened? Nagarka, Naghatka. That means they are not qualified to be here. To here, you have to be full surrendered and you should be endeavoring to till Nishtita Bhajana. You should be endeavoring 24 hours to do direct devotion to the Lord. तो ऐसा endeavor करने से भी वो already you are endeavoring ना, not able to, but you are endeavoring ना, that consciousness is there ना, so that's your devotee only, pure devotee only. So you are endeavoring to do 24 hours, but now someone is not fully surrendered, then he cannot. And he is not able to do that also. And also not following the rules and regulations. तो तब क्या करेगा वो? Sinful activities. That's why they became so many. Saki, Baki, all these are all like this one. These are all 23 or 24 apasampradayas. So that's why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj, out of merciful to our society. So what he said, yes, one has to follow. So until unless you come to the stage of pure devotion, so you should follow Varna and Ashrama. So Ashrama rules you should follow. You should keep yourself in ashram rules. So that's why you do direct devotion if you have your Shraddha is not strong. Till it's not qualified Shraddha you have to leave all the rules and regulations of the Varna and Ashrama. Then you have to follow ashram rules, brahmachari rules. So then get the qualification of the full surrender. But externally you follow, that means you should follow. If you are not able to do direct devotion for 5 hours in a day, okay, fine, do that. But remaining time, remain like a brahmachari. But you are not having such a strong shraddha and you are only able to engage yourself 5 or 6 hours, and remaining time your mind is just going here and there. So what should I do? What should I do? So then at that time, if he is not regulated his actions, then what he will do? He will do sinful actions, then it is a hypocrisy. अच्छे से मंगल आरती करेगा और भागवत अटेंड करेगा, सब अटेंड करेगा, और थोड़ा टाइम बच गया तो तुम लड़की बाज करना शुरू कर दे, चलो मजा आएगा, तो अभी तो बोर हो गया भक्ति करके. वही भक्ति करके इसीलिए बोर हो गया कि 5 घंटा करने से ओ बहुत हो गया, थोड़ा सा तो माइंड रिलीफ चाहिए. तो बाबा इसको रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना है ना, तब तो इनको सैफरान पहना के इधर बिठाएंगे, तो अब कहाँ जाएगा वो? तो बाहर जाएगा तो उनको बोलेंगे, अरे सैफरान वाला क्या लड़कीबाज करने के लिए आया? ऐसे पैंट शर्ट का अलाउ देंगे तो कितना अनर्थ होगा पता है? बवाल मचेगा. कहीं भी ऐसे कोई भी, सब लोग के साथ हम भी एक हैं, तो सब जो कर रहे हैं हम भी कर सकते हैं. इसीलिए सेग्रीगेट किया गया है. यू आर सैफरान ड्यूटी, यू शुड नॉट डू दिस. इफ दैट मीन्स फॉर सोसाइटी और डिक्लेयरिंग आई एम दिस. ऐसा करके अभी जाके किसी पार्क में लड़की के साथ बैठ सकते हैं आप हैं? तो कितना शर्म लगेगा ना. तो ये रिस्ट्रिक्शन है, इसी को बोलते हैं. सो एक्सटर्नली एंड इंटरनली एंड आल्सो with authorities we are restricted actually. That restriction is needed actually. Once if you entered into the pure devotional service, that means you are able to engage all the time direct devotional services. Your Chetana became like that. Then still you follow brahmachari rules and sannyasi rules for what purpose? To set an example to the society. So that's why this is a safe situation. This otherwise apasampradayas will come. To rectify apasampradayas, even we are so these activities, brahmachari rules and sannyasi rules are not part of devotion. Those are adopted actually. What is the purpose? To lift the people to the Dhrida Shraddha. Still after that also they follow to set an example to the society. So before Dhrida Shraddha, it is mandatory for them. That's why it is written as Vaibhava Varnashrama. Because this Varnashrama goal is not Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. This Varnashrama goal is what? Pure devotion. And once Dhrida Shraddha, once attained, then he will be practicing. So all the time direct devotional activities. But he will be following externally rules of sannyasi rules, brahmachari rules. Then it's a safe. Situation is safe or not? This is our acharyas. So, ye deye hamara acharya. Srila Prabhupada. So, these are the things. One should not think of woman. Brahmachari, the life of celibacy, has 8 aspects. One should not think of woman, speak about sex life, dally with women, look lustfully at women, talk intimately with women, or decide to engage in sexual intercourse. Nor should one endeavor for sex life or engage in sex life. One should not even think of women or look at them. To say nothing of talking with them. This is called first class brahmacharya. If a brahmachari or a sannyasi talks with a woman in a secluded place, naturally there will be a possibility of sex life without anyone's knowledge. Therefore, a complete brahmachari practices just the opposite. If one is perfect brahmachari, he can very easily control the mind and senses, give charity, speak truthfully, and so forth. So that means if कोई लड़की आती तो तब क्या होगा? तो सब उधर चले जाएगा, है ना? There will be no charity, there will be no cleanliness, there will be no mercifulness. To begin, however, one must control the tongue and the process of eating. Okay. In the Bhakti Marga, the path of devotional service, one must strictly follow the regulative principles by first controlling the tongue. Sevan Mukherjee Father. Okay. This we can read from. We know all of this from. Now we'll come to 15. Kechit kevalaya bhaktya vasudeva parayana agam dunvanti karsnena niharamiva bhaskaraha. Read someone. We have mic.
Only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays.
Yes, Kechit kevalaya bhaktya. Kevalaya means pure devotion. If one does kevala bhakti, this, what will happen? What will happen? Agam dunvanti. बहुत लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि when heart is completely purified, then we will do kevala bhakti. ये और एक अपसंप्रदाय का एक ये सही नहीं है. To do pure devotion, is there any need of purification of the heart? No. So that's why, but to enter into Gnana Marga, you need purification of the heart. There is a purification of heart. That's why Antakarna Suddhi is needed to enter into Gnana Sadhana, Gnana Marga. But to enter into pure devotion, there's a pure devotional path. Only Dhrida Shraddha. Only one and only qualification is what? Dhrida Shraddha. So, Shraddhavan, how many types? Shraddha wale, how many types? 3 types. Uttama, Madhyama, Kanishta. Then who is eligible for pure devotion? Only Uttama. Okay? Only Uttama is eligible. उत्तम अधिकारी नहीं है, वो अधिकारी को लेगा मत, वो नहीं, वो उत्तम अधिकारी चेतना जिनकी जितना शुद्ध हो उसके अनुसार डिवोटीज को क्लासिफाई करेंगे तो उनको उत्तम अधिकारी, मध्यम अधिकारी, कनिष्ठ अधिकारी बोलते हैं, वो अलग है। ये क्या है? श्रद्धा वाले, श्रद्धा की दृढ़ता के अनुसार श्रद्धा वालों को 3 प्रकार से विभाजन किया गया। उत्तम श्रद्धा वाले, मध्यम श्रद्धा वाले, कनिष्ठ श्रद्धा वाले। कौन अधिकारी है शुद्ध भक्ति के लिए? केवल उत्तम श्रद्धा वाले। उत्तम श्रद्धा वाले का डेफिनेशन ऐसा खुलना चाहिए उधर जाके इसे। देखो इतना बाद में देखिए। हाँ, कौन सा पेड़ है? कौन सा पेज? सेकंड लहरी, सेकंड लहरी में 170 ना? ओके, अच्छा 1300। कल तो खोले उसमें तो फट करके। ये प्रारब्ध अप्रारब्ध के बाद है ना? हाँ, उसके पहले रहता है। यस, ये फर्स्ट लहरी में चले, सेकंड लहरी है ना तो? हाँ, सेकंड वेव है ना? हाँ, वो सेकंड वेव। हाँ, वही सेकंड वेव है ना? हाँ, 7 एक्चुअली। उत्तम श्रद्धा वाले शास्त्रे युक्तौ च निपुण सर्वथा दृढ़ निश्चय प्रौढ़ सिद्धो अधिकारी यः स भक्तौ उत्तमो मतः। शास्त्र और युक्ति in these two, he is expert, Nipunaha. Shastra means Bhakti Shastras, not the so-called Shastras. So, Bhakti Shastras, and he is what? Dhrudha Nischaya. What Nischaya? Dhrudha Nischaya means Tattva Vicharena Sadhana Vicharena cha Dhrudha Nischaya. So, after studying properly Shastras, and also he is good in logic. What logic? So, Shastranugata. That means the logic which is following Shastra. So, he is very expert in Shastra and also in logic which is following Shastra. So, by that, what will happen? He will be getting the Dhrudha Nischaya. That means strong determination towards what? This determination is coming for what? Coming from what? By doing Tattva Vichara and Sadhana Vichara. So studying that Bhakti Shastras and thoroughly, very strongly is understanding Tattva. Tattva means so Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnana madhyam Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti. Shabdite. He is understanding the aspect of Bhagavan, aspect of Paramatma, aspect of Brahman very clearly. And also their energies. And like that, Bhagavad Sandarbha, next, Paramatma Sandarbha and Krishna Sandarbha. These three Sandarbhas are describing about Tattva actually, which is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, is systematically arranged there. So actually, this Sandarbha book is also very preliminary book for everyone. This is preliminary book. So Tattva Vicharena, that means, and Sadhana Vichara, where it is done? In Bhakti Sandarbha, Sadhana Vichara is done. What are the different type of sadhanas? That means Karma Mishra Bhakti, Gnana Mishra Bhakti, types of bhaktis, and Gnanam sadhanas. Different sadhanas are being discussed. So by studying, by doing the Tattva Vichara and Sadhana Vichara, so from there, what is coming? Dhrudha Nischayata. Towards what? Towards devotion and Krishna. So such a person, Prabhupada wanted actually Sandarbhas also should be translated and should be read by our devotees. You know all of this? In Chaitanya Charitamrita also is written, na? You know the purport, Prabhupada? Number. Adilil, I think. Huh? Yes, yes. Tattva Vichara and Sadhana Vichara. This should be, by doing that, determination comes towards the Lord and devotion. So that determination is very strong, proud of Shraddha. Then he is Adhikari for Uttama Bhakti. So Bhaktau Saha Uttama, he is best. Uttama in Shraddha Vale, he is Uttama. And such a person is Adhikari for Bhakti. But then what is second category? Madhyama Shraddha Vala means Yaha Shastradishu Anipunaha. He is not expert in Shastra, Shraddhavan, but he has Shraddha. Satu Madhyam, but not proud Shraddha. We want what? Strong determination. Dhrudha Shraddha we need, but he has only Shraddha. So such a person is Madhyama. Is he qualified to do pure devotion? No Adhikari. He is not Adhikari. Only Saeva. Yesterday we were discussing Prabhuji also. So Saeva, that means Uttama Eva Adhikari. So it is given here. Yaha Prauda Shraddha Saeva Uttamaha. So Saeva Adhikari. He is the Uttama Saeva Uttamaha Adhikari. Okay. Where Shraddha is there, that is this. These three. Same. Not Kanishta Adhikari. Yeah, we'll see. This is the description actually. And Srila Prabhupada also says actually. I'll share one small file where it says faith means Ado Shraddha. Shraddha means not simple Shraddha. Shraddha means it should be a firm faith. Prabhupada says actually. And people think that it is some light Shraddha. No. Anybody we are doing is no. As per our Goswamis, I will share this file also with all of you. That means Krishna says, Sarvadharman Partyajya Mamekam. Yes, I shall do. Then Shraddha begins. Otherwise, there is no Shraddha. That is the beginning of Shraddha. Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. If you have got faith in these words of Krishna, that yes, whatever Krishna says, Sarvadharman Partyajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja, accept it. Then Shraddha begins. Otherwise, there is no Shraddha. So, ordinary Shraddha is they are going this temple, another Kali's temple, this. They say everyone is all right. Atonement. But what is the point actually? This Shraddha according to our Gaudiya Vaishnavas. This is Shraddha according, actually this is missing actually. This is our top one. So Prabhupada writes, here you should read. Hare Krishna movement is very good. Let us see how it is, or let us join. So first of all, श्रद्धा मैंने अच्छा है IITians भी ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं और बहुत बढ़िया इतना प्रचार चल रहे हैं और मेरे दादाजी जी बोले हैं मेरा भैया कर रहे हैं माला मैं भी कर रहा हूँ ये सभी क्या है ये सब श्रद्धा है लेकिन कौन सा श्रद्धा कन्वेंशनल फेथ है शास्त्रीय श्रद्धा नहीं है तो और इधर अच्छे से कंफर्टेबल लाइफ है बढ़िया है सब लोग अच्छे से रह रहे हैं उससे श्रद्धा पैदा होता है तो वो श्रद्धा असली श्रद्धा नहीं है many people come out of shraddha means little faith but according to our Goswami literature this faith is not little faith this faith is also very strong ado shraddha is what very strong faith but according to our Goswami literature that faith is not little faith that is also very strong then beginning is there then bhakti begins. No. It's a strong faith. Very strong faith, not strong faith. So proud of Shraddha. So you can read in many places. Prabhupada clearly writes, by surrender, bhakti begins. Pure devotion begins. We cannot artificially proclaim that I am in the pure devotional service. And we should also understand pure devotional service by understanding different types of bhakti. You can understand what is pure devotion also very properly. One should know types of bhakti also. It is also very important.
These things need deeper discussion.
Yeah.
I have one request for you.
Yes.
Discussion because
This discussion, if you want, I'm so happy actually. But anything actually, types of bhakti you can study and understand.
Three kinds of devotee.
Yeah.
Which is told if you can explain that.
Yes.
What are given in not to understand Bhagavatam. Because this is Bhakti Vaibhava.
Yes.
And so if you explain that, so whatever you want to take from the Bhagavatam. So if you can take that insight.
Yeah. You want
We will have some sessions. So how many of you, I would like to hear open up the thing for the devotees. That how many of you are comfortable? There is no force, there is no push, there is only push your own inspiration to come and join. That's all. And there is no attendance and all that for them. Vrindavan Chandra will be happy. That's the only thing. So we will have it in evening. For now, whatever days Prabhuji is there. Yesterday Ekadashi was there. Today onwards in evening we will have. Friday night his flight is there. Yesterday already booked. So evening we will have.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm so happy if I'm with all of you discussing some topic. If you ask questions and let us discuss and from the Shastra. And
Last time, what time did you have?
I took 6:32. I was taking till 8:30, like that 2 hours.
How many of you are actually that thinking about it?
At least 2, 3, 4, okay, 5.
So any preferences of timing? There are some other devotees also. But 6:30 is 6:30.
We'll discuss types of bhakti. It will really helpful you to analyze what kind of bhakti I am doing, and otherwise your counseling comes and says so his whole situation. Then what kind of bhakti he is doing and where he is. Then how to guide him towards pure devotion. Like that, we can do at least something. But your enthusiasm is my fuel, actually, fuel for me. I'm okay. I'm okay for any time. Okay, we'll see. Right. Yes, yes, full discussion. I'll give here only hooks because we have to finish also syllabus. I'll keep on giving hooks and we'll discuss. Yeah, yeah. If you want also note the questions. I can take in deep of those questions in evening time. In deep of that. Like Prabhu was asking, na, Anishtita Bhajana and what is the consciousness for that, and what is pure devotional consciousness. So that also we can. केचित् केवलया भक्त्या वासुदेव परायण अगम दुन्वन्ति कार्ष्णेन निहारमिव भास्करः. I will read one. Only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. Just the comparison, you see how he is comparing actually. Here, Sukadeva Goswami is comparing the destruction of sins by bhakti is compared with the when sun rises, how the fog dissipated. With that he is comparing. In the case of Jnana sadhanas, how sin is destroyed, which what example he compared with the bamboo. So bamboo is getting fire. In that case, what bamboos get fired and then they are burnt on the surface of earth. Whatever portion is there on the surface of earth, that is burned, but in the roots they are there. Life is there, and when once appropriate situation comes, like Dhyaito Vishan Pumsaha, Sangasto Shopajaiti, Sangato Utpan ho jayega, uske baad काम तो आ जाएगा. So now here, very important thing, Srila Jiva Goswami path is a big purport actually. Kechit Kevala. Prabhupada in this purport is clearly explaining about 4 types of sins: prarabdha, aprarabdha, kotam, bijam. What are these 4? Can anyone say? How can you define these 4? Aprarabdha means, prarabdha means, boli. Huh? That means they are ready to give result, about to give result. Such a sins are known as prarabdha. So that means falonmukhi. Those sins are ready to give result. Falonmukhi, they are all the prarabdha. And what is aprarabdha? Unmanifested state actually. They are not ready to give result. And what is kutam? When these unmanifested come together, they will become kutam actually. That means, and kutam is early stage of bijam. अप्रारब्धास इकट्ठा होते 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 क्या होता है, तो कूटम की जैसा बदल जाता है. और कूटम क्या होगा, बीज बन जाएगा और भी बढ़ के. और बीज को ही वासना बोलते हैं. इस वासना से क्या करते हैं, पाप कर दे, पाप का कार्य करे, और उससे क्या होगा, प्रारब्ध भी बढ़ेगा और अप्रारब्ध में ऐड हो जाएगा. वो कार्य का फल भी रेडी होने लगेगी और अप्रारब्ध पाप भी बढ़ते जाएगा. समझ में आया नहीं आया? In the previous verse, Sukadeva Goswami gave the example that dried leaves of creepers beneath of bamboo tree may be completely burnt. Okay, this is clear. This is clear. Shrey Shrutim, this is also clear. Shrey Shrutim. And next, if one is advanced in Krishna conscious, material activities, both sinful and pious, automatically become distasteful to him. For whom the one who practice bhakti, what it will do? Tushti, pushti, kshudha nivritti. In every morsel of eating a grain food, by that what will happen? Tushti, that means pushti and kshudha nivritti is happening. Na? Similarly, when you chant holy names, by that kleshagni is also happening, shubhada is also happening, and he is transcending the modes. He is getting the spiritual body. So That's the point. If one is advanced in Krishna conscious material activities, both sinful and pious automatically becomes distasteful. Shuddhanivritti means these sinful tendencies are going down. Shuddhanivritti means what? Just if you eat food, Shuddhanivritti happens, na? Destruction of? Yeah, hunger. Like that. Here, what you should take? So sinful activities will be finished. This is the best test of Krishna consciousness. Both pious and impious activities are actually due to ignorance because of living entity. So ignorance means avidya. Since jivatma covered with avidya, these pious and impious activities will be there. When avidya is finished, as an eternal servant of Krishna, has no need to act for his personal sense gratification. Therefore, as soon as one is reclaimed to the platform of devotional service, he relinquishes his attachment of pious and impious activities and is interested only in what will satisfy Krishna. This process of bhakti, devotional service, Krishna relieves one from reactions of. So, what is happening? By doing bhakti, this avidya, Chitta is getting purified, that much avidya is also getting finished. And avidya is finished, and in the case of Jnana Yogas, avidya is increasing. Here, vidya also will not increase. Avidya goes, and bhakti is forming. But here, vidya means even subhada, good qualities will come. That you should not compare with vidya. Because these good qualities are manifesting out of what? Devotion. And those good qualities are manifesting from what? Jnana, Sattva. Those are different and these are different. Those good qualities are stumbling blocks which are manifesting out of goodness. And good qualities which are manifesting out of pure devotion, they will not be becoming blocks for you in spiritual life. They are auspicious good qualities. That's why Subhada good qualities are very auspicious. Your understanding point? So pure devotion, Prabhupada is writing. This is the pure devotion. Anyabhilasha Sunya. One should render transcendental service to Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. This is called pure devotion. Without desire and through fruitive activities, also philosophical speculation. कोई ब्रह्मचारी मान के उस ब्रह्मचारी रूल्स का सपोर्ट लेकर भक्ति करेगा तो वो ब्रह्मचारी रूल्स भी भक्ति हो जाता है. उस भक्ति को क्या बोलते हैं? संग सिद्ध भक्ति कहते हैं. जैसे ब्रह्मचारी व्रत का रूल्स फॉलो कर रहे हैं भक्ति करने के लिए, तब ब्रह्मचारी रूल्स फॉलो करना भक्ति होता है या नहीं होता है? कौन सा भक्ति होता है? संग सिद्ध भक्ति, शुद्ध भक्ति नहीं. तो इस ब्रह्मचारी रूल्स में ब्रह्मचारी हूं मैं, ये रूल्स फॉलो करना भी है. तो ये कॉन्शियसनेस क्या करती है? मैं सेवक हूं भगवान की निरंतर. इस कॉन्शियसनेस को क्या कर रहा है? क्या कर रहे हैं? आवृत कर रहे हैं. आवृत कर, इसीलिए बोलते हैं इसका. तब वो भक्ति क्या होता है? ज्ञान कर्मादि आवृत कृष्णांश. That's why one should come out from all designations to do pure devotion. Even from brahmachari, grihastha, sannyasi also. Sannyasi also should not think that I am sannyasi. If he is very strict to that consciousness, if that is very much dominating consciousness in him, he never think that I am doing sannyasi rules only for setting society, but I am ultimately servant of the Lord, and that is my original consciousness, and that is my identity. If that original state, if you don't take, and if you take the upadhi of sannyasi, and if you feel so much proud of that, he is doing pure devotion, he is not doing any pure devotion. No. That identity, that upadhi is covering him actually. इनका दिल में जो प्रेम है भगवान के प्रति, वो किससे आवृत हो गया? आवृत हो गया. मैं सन्यासी इस प्रकार की उपाधि से आवृत हो गया. So that's why one should be very careful. What is pure devotion? One should understand it very carefully. If we mix up the bhakti and think that it is a pure devotion, it's a big problem actually. गंदा पानी से कितना भी धोएंगे कपड़ा तो साफ होगा? मिश्र भक्ति से कितना भी धोएंगे तो हृदय को साफ होगा? नहीं होता है। क्योंकि जैसा शुद्ध जल से कपड़ा धोएंगे तो कपड़ा शुद्ध होता है ना, जैसे गंदा पानी से कितना भी धोएंगे तो कपड़ा कितना तक शुद्ध हो सकता है? जितना शुद्धता पानी में उतना, जितना गंदगी पानी में रहेगा तो उतना कपड़ा में रहेगा ही नहीं रहेगा, उससे बियॉन्ड जाएगा क्या कपड़ा शुद्धता में? नहीं जाएगा। वैसे ही अशुद्ध भक्ति को लेकर, मिश्र भक्ति में ना अशुद्ध भक्ति, उसको लेकर कितना भी आप प्रैक्टिस करो, उससे हृदय शुद्धि होती है क्या? पूरा नहीं होती है। इसीलिए शुद्ध भक्ति करने से पाप नष्ट होता है। इधर क्या बोला जा रहा है? केचित केवल या भक्त्या वासुदेव परायण अघम दुन्वंती। केवल भक्ति माने शुद्ध भक्ति से पाप नष्ट होता है, अनर्थ नष्ट होता है, अनर्थ निवृत्ति। इसीलिए शुद्ध भक्ति का ही अंतर्गत स्टेट है, ऐसा नहीं बाहर है। मैं पूरा मेरा हृदय शुद्ध होने के बाद मैं शुद्ध भक्ति करता हूँ, ये एकदम रॉन्ग फिलॉसफी है। इट्स अ ब्लाइंडली रॉन्ग फिलॉसफी। इट इज अ थिंकिंग लाइक ए ज्ञानी सेक्शन। In the case of Jnana Marga, purification of heart is the eligibility. But in the case of Bhakti, no, purification of heart is not the eligibility. Only Dhrudha Shraddha is eligible. So Prabhupada is explaining here. So Prarabdha, Aprarabdha, Kutam and Bija, all these 4 types of sins, everything will be destroyed by Bhakti. Everything, even Bija also, finish. No, nothing will be remaining. Aprarabdha, Prarabdha. So for Prarabdha, Papam will be destroyed. What is the example? This Devuti, mother Devuti's glorification. In that glorification, what she is telling? Even a dog eater, if he chant holy name one time, he is getting the such a state. He should be respected like what? Huh? Somayaji. Somayaji means the one who is doing Somayaga, who can do Somayaga, he is known as Somayaji. The Brahmana. So the way, the respect, the amount of respect a Brahmana gets, such a respect should be given to this dog eater also, once if he chant holy name. So that means what? It means his prarabdha is, why he became dog eater? Because of his prarabdha. Now he became eligible to get the respect like Somayaji. Means what? Chandalatva is finished. Means what? What is the cause for Chandalatvam? Prarabdha. That means prarabdha is finished. Clear? How to establish prarabdha karma is destroyed by bhakti? This is the thing. Ab Srila Jiva Goswami Pad is giving different types of bhaktis here. These bhaktis classification is having some purpose. You can classify something based upon your purpose. Here classification purpose is different. The Sarupa Siddha, Sangha Siddha and Aropa Siddha, that is that's a evergreen classification. So very detailed classification. This classification is purpose based classification. Kechit and Tat Galikataya. Okay, before coming there, just let me read Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary. So here, one important point here, Kevalaya means Karma Jnanadi Rahitaya. Karma Jnanadi Rahitaya, or otherwise Karma Jnanadin Anapeksha Manaya. Kevala means without Karma Jnana. That's Bhajananand is what they do. Jnana Karmadi Anavurti they do, or Jnana Karmadi Sunyam they do. Anyabhilashta Sunyam, Jnana Karmadi Sunyam, Anukulyani Krishna Ansari. That means completely zero. That means to set an example to the society also, they don't do karma or anything. So that's why their bhakti is what? Jnana Karmadi Rahita. Sakshat Bhakti they do. And that is also pure devotion. And even if you do karma and jnana, that should not be covering Bhakti. That means your bhakti should not dependent on karma and jnana. You may do karma jnana for another purpose, not to support bhakti. That means bhakti is not dependent on karma and jnana. So such a consciousness, if you do karma and jnana, so and you continue your Suddha bhakti also, then that's the bhakti, that direct devotion is also pure devotion. Okay?
Reason is setting example part of bhakti.
No.
But he is setting example for
Why? Because that is outcome of the bhakti. Vaishnava is paradukka dukki. It is outcome of bhakti. And it is a nature, because being a soft-hearted person, he cannot keep himself, that means unbothered about the pain of the living entities. So in that way, he is doing karma and jnana to set an example so that everyone will be delivered to the right consciousness. But he continues his sakshat bhakti all the time. That is not going to cover his bhakti. Yes.
God issued our Vaibhava. Artist as soft as he's also particular. What is it?
Yeah. Suddha Bhaktas, mercy is completely in their own hands. Nobody have right to ask why they are not giving mercy or why they are giving mercy. Parama Swatantra Bhagavad Bhakta, they are absolutely independent. Even Lord also having the right to ask why you are not giving mercy to these people, why you give to these people, because they are Parama Swatantra. That's the devotee. We cannot comment.
You are not doing initiation.
We cannot comment also.
Because there's no certain they can't sit quiet.
Yeah.
They are sick suffering.
Yeah, ultimately, seeing and distributing mercy, so that is completely in their hands. They may do, they may not do. But Parama Vaishnavata will not be lost by that. Yes. Parama Vaishnavata is not lost. They are also engaged in service of the Lord all the time. These also are engaged. That's up to them actually.
He is there.
Yes.
We cannot understand.
We cannot understand. That's beyond the condition. It's ahituki. You cannot put now you are trying to go against the axiom actually. Shastra is telling that pure devotees, kripa is ahituki. There is no hetu. Why he is giving to him only? Why he is not giving? There is no hetu behind that. But if we try to find the hetu, then that is not a good exercise. Yeah. So next. Kechit kevalaya. This I will explain a little bit. Tatra Bhakti Stvida. He is classifying bhakti for some purpose as two ways. Santata Kada Chitki. Santata means which is done always. Kada Chitki means only for some time. So Santata is once again two types. Tatra Adhya, that means Dvividha. आसक्ति मात्र युक्त रागमयी. भाव और प्रेम क्या है? राग युक्त है. भाव से जो भी नीचे है संतता. See in our diagram, this till he asakti, this santata bhakti, because they are doing 24 hours or not. 24 hours they do devotion. This pure devotion means 24 hours. So santata means pure devotion. So 24 hours devotion. So in the 24 hours devotion, this till asakti is what? It's not ragamayi. Raga little bit begins from where? Bhava. and it grows more in prema. So that's why ragamaya means this, santata means asaktimaya means asakti and down. But in these stages also asakti is there, but little bit is there. But that asakti didn't become like a raga actually. Raga is advanced stage of asakti. So he is classifying it is santata and kada chitki. Santata is divided into asakti matra yukta, second is ragamayi, atyanta tu trida, antya tu trida. This kada chitki is three types. What are those three types? Raga bhasamayi means ratya bhasa. In nectar dish was studied in ratya bhas. Yeah, and tatsunya swarupa bhuta. That means they do activities of ratya bhas, but rati abhas also is not there. Next, simply abhasa bhuta. That means simply abhasa bhuta means like Ajamil. Ajamil's case. Ratyabhas means you know Ratyabhas. Just they are staying few days with Rati devotees. The Rati, whatever is there in the devotee's heart, is reflecting in the heart of this devotee. And actually, it is not produced, but it is just reflected. So by that, he also feel like, oh, ecstatic, like this. Krishna and getting tears. But if he does some offenses, then this reflection will be disappeared. So now Ratya Bhasa means that is Raga Bhasa, Ratya Bhasa, Raga Bhasa, Ratya Bhasa are same. So that is the situation. Then after that, Tat Sunya, Raga Bhasa Sunya. Sorry, Raga Mayi Sunya. Sorry, Raga Bhasa Mayi, sorry, Raga Bhasa Mayi Sunya. That means Raga Bhasa Mayi Sunya, Anya Swarupu. Tat Sunya. That means Raga Bhasa Mayi Sunya Swarupu Bhuta. So Ragabhas is not there, but still actions are there. Without raga, also someone are imitating just like. So raga devotee, raga bhas devotee की जैसे एक्शन करने वाला. रागा भास भी नहीं है, लेकिन उसकी जैसे एक्शन करने वाला. और उससे भी नीचे है सिंपल आभास वाले. मैंने सिंपल आभास समझ में आ गया. आभास में अभी 3 लेवल हो गए या नहीं? आभास में 3 लेवल हो गए. नहीं नहीं ये नहीं है, इसीलिए क्योंकि ये क्लासिफिकेशन इज ओनली पर्पस बेस्ड क्लासिफिकेशन. दिस इज नॉट ए रियली नीडेड all time needed. No, it's not all time needed classification, only for specific purpose it needed. समझ में आया? अभी आभास में कितना प्रकार का हो गया? 3. रागाभासमयी, रागाभास शून्य आभास में, सिंपल आभास. सिंपल आभास कौन सा है? ऐसा अजामिल का केस. हाँ? अरे बाद में ठीक है. इस प्रकार है. व्हाई इट इज सेड एक्चुअली. सो in purport it is written anyway. Purport is written. So now you have to understand that here, because purport is written means you should not live like that. So here the main point is Sukadev Goswami is going to establish. That means सबसे best क्या है? रागमयी. माने संतत all the time doing, but that is रागमयी bhakti. That is best. And someone is doing all the time bhakti, but that is not ragamai, but that is just asakti matra. That is second level. Then उससे भी माने एकदम भक्ति नहीं, आभास भक्ति है. उसमें रत्याभासमयी भक्ति इज टॉप लेवल, आभासमयी भक्ति में. और उससे नीचे क्या है? सो रागाभासमयी शून्य स्वरूप भूता. माने रागाभास में जो एक्टिविटीज होते हैं वैसे एक्टिविटीज करते, लेकिन उसमें रागाभास भी नहीं है. और उससे भी डाउन क्या है? आभास, सिंपल आभास. माने सबसे लोएस्ट भक्ति कौन है? आभास भक्ति. तो ये जो माने अभी क्या निरूपण करने वाले हैं अभी इस एपिसोड में सुखदेव गोस्वामी जी. अरे भाई देखो, सबसे लोएस्ट भक्ति आभास रूपा. कभी ना कभी भगवान का नाम ऐसे लेना, तो वो आभास. तो आभास रूपा भक्ति, उससे भी इतना उद्धार होने वाला देखो. तब रागमय भक्ति करेंगे तो क्या होगा? ये है उनका उद्देश्य. ये दिखाने के लिए आपका प्रयास, अभी आगे प्रयास चलेगा. इसीलिए जीव गोस्वामी जी ऐसा क्लासिफिकेशन करके दिखाया. Next. न तथा ह्यगवान् राजन् पूयते तपादिभिः यथा कृष्णार्पिता प्राणस्तत्पुरुषान् सेवया. My dear king, if a sinful person engages in the service of a bona fide devotee of the Lord and thus learns how to dedicate his life unto the lotus feet of Krishna, he can completely purify. One cannot be purified merely by undergoing austerity, penance, brahmacharya, and other methods of atonement I have previously described. That means the way the devotee get purification because of bhakti, that cannot be achieved by tapa and so and so. Other jnana methods are atonement methods. Here one important point here, purport also it is said, and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti also is mentioning. What is that point? Shlokanam. Important point is one should not use Bhakti Maharani for cleaning sin. अपना भक्ति महारानी का काम है ये क्या? वो तो महारानी है, महारानी को आप चापरासी बना सकते हैं क्या? तो मैंने अपना जैसे फ्लोर क्लीनिंग के लिए, जैसे क्वीन है, वो क्वीन को राज्य का क्लीनिंग करने के लिए, रास्ताओं को जब भी क्लीन करने के लिए झाड़ू देकर क्लीन करो बोलेंगे क्या? कितना अपमान है या नहीं? तो इसीलिए भक्त माने वैष्णव सिद्धांतों के अनुसार, as per Bhakti Shastras, as per the Siddhanta, can anyone allow Bhakti Maharani to clean their sins? Can anyone desire, allowing or not allowing is not in his hand, but can anyone desire that Bhakti Maharani should clean my sins? Can anyone desire like that? No. Nobody can desire. One should not desire it like that. Bhakti Shastra Tatparya Vijnanam Matena. So, Swabhimaten. So that's why what is the mood of pure devotee? Pure devotee mood is being said here. So as per Bhakti Shastras, conclusions of Bhakti Shastras, no devotee thinks that Bhakti Maharani should clean their sins. So that's why what is their consciousness? Then how they feel? Then they feel that Krishna Arpita. What is that? Krishna Arpita Pranaha. That means this word is very important word. This is describing the consciousness of the people, so who are not thinking, are not desiring Bhakti Maharani to clean their sins. What is their consciousness? There is Vishwanath is explaining here. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. Papam papakurvanam mam samuchita shiksha dandartam narake patayetu napatayetu vasa evame gatihi tasyaiva aham iti atmanah eva samarpane. कैसा रहता है मूड? सो ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस आल्सो. मैं तो पापी हूं, पाप करने वाला, हिंदी में बोलूंगा थोड़ा सा आसान होता है. पापी हूं, पाप करने वाला मैं हूं, मेरे लिए समुचित दंड देना चाहिए भगवान. मुझे नरक में गिरा दे, नहीं तो नरक में ना गिरा, नहीं तो कहीं रख दे, लेकिन मैं उन्हीं का दास हूं. तस्यैव अहम आत्मनः एव मैं गति, मेरा गति वही है, मैं गति ही. सो सएव मैं गति ही, वही मेरा गति है. माने मुझे वो नरक में डाले न तो कहीं ना डाले, तो लेकिन मेरा गति वही है. सएव मैं गति, वही मेरा गति है. और तस्यैव अहम, मैं उन्हीं का हूं. वो मेरा गति और मैं उन्हीं का हूं. इति आत्मनः एव समर्पणेन, इस प्रकार अपने आप को समर्पित करके. सो नरक प्रतीकारमपि अकुर्वन्, नरक का प्रतीकार माने मेरा पाप, मेरे नरक ऐसा आना चाहिए ऐसा करके भी नहीं सोचते, मुझे ऐसा दंड मिलना चाहिए करके भी नहीं सोचते. समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं? नींद आ रहा है क्यों? एक्चुअली बहुत ज्यादा मंचूरियन का क्या है क्या? यही है एक्चुअली. ये सब जो भी ज्यादा नहीं ठोसना चाहिए. सुबह सुबह ठोसेंगे तो क्लास में नींद आता है. और नूडल्स, मंचूरियन, ये सब थोड़ा सा पेट में भूख लगेगा तो विद्यार्थी का दिमाग अच्छे से चलता है. भूख इससे आधा से कम ही खाना चाहिए विद्यार्थी. तो थोड़ा सा गृहस्थ होती तो आधा खा सकते पेट में, तो आधा से कम खाना चाहिए. तब तो एकदम अंदर से जलना रहता है, ज्वाला. सीखने के लिए ही और एक्टिवली बोलने के लिए। नहीं तो वो जो अन्न दबा देती है आपका कॉन्शियसनेस को, पूरा एकदम मंद हो जाती है, सीख नहीं पाएंगे, क्या फायदा है? बैठेंगे उससे स्ट्रगल करते रहेंगे नींद को रोकने में, जब कम खाएंगे बस। तो इसमें क्या होता है, इसीलिए इस प्रकार अपने आप को समर्पित करके, सो आत्मनः एव समर्पणेन नरक प्रतीकारमपि अकुर्वन्, माने नरक के प्रतीकार, माने ऐसा नरक मिलना चाहिए ऐसा भी नहीं सोचते हैं। जो मिलेगा मिलेगा, कोई बात नहीं, मैं उन्हीं का हूं, मेरा गति वही है, मैं निरंतर उनका खुश करने वाला एक्टिविटीज के अतिरिक्त और कुछ नहीं करूंगा। दिस इज बिगिनिंग ऑफ प्योर डिवोशन, ऐसा बात है। हाँ।
If we have to suffer more than the Lord is giving us slight rays, suppose to even more. So that means we also.
If anything, if they get also, actually they are not in bodily consciousness. So sarva body, pure devotion means out of bodily consciousness. So even if they take it as everything is as a mercy of the Lord, mercy of the Lord. वो कौन ऐसा सोचेंगे, वो भी थोड़ा सा, माने ये बहुत ज्यादा आना चाहिए, थोड़ा सा मिला, वो भी थोड़ा सा लोअर है, और भी वो भी खातर नहीं करना, और ऊपर है, जो भी होगा होगा, नरक में डालने दीजिए, भगवान की इच्छा है जहां है, मैं तो पापी हूं ना, डालने दीजिए, लेकिन मेरा गति तो वही है, मैं निरंतर उनका श्रवण कीर्तन आदि रूपा भक्ति कभी नहीं छोड़ूंगा, उनको प्लीज करना मैं एक क्षण के लिए भी मैं नहीं रुकूंगा। ये होता है उनका चेतन।
Also that verse applies to this person.
That is entirely different. That I will explain later. For Shastri Shraddha wale, Apije Sudurachara sloka is not applied. We are all Shastri Shraddha. So that means here Apiche Sudurachara Bhajite Mam Ananya Bhak. So Ananya Bhakti they are doing means they also have Shraddha. To do Ananya Bhakti they need Shraddha. That Shraddha is not Shastri Shraddha, and that case is discussed there. But we are all Shastri Shraddha. So for us that sloka is applied, is not applied. You are studying Shastra and you know what is good and bad, and you know clearly that means in the Nishkama Karma, in Daivarnasham stage itself, you should leave the, as per the diagram also, where you should leave the sinful activities. Sinful activity should not be practiced here also. Then how can you expect any sinful activity here? As per the Karma Siddhanta also, sinful activities are not at all allowed. Yes or no? Then how can you expect, after studying the Bhakti Shastras, which are completely condemning the bad activities, sinful activities, how can you expect the sinful activities doing? Maybe sinful tendencies might be there, but he will not do any sinful activity. It will not manifest. Because
Accidental follows
accident fall, there can be many reasons. Lord also may make him to fall down because of pure anarthas will be giving started resulting in the case of, but accidental fall down will not be going to the sinful fall down. Like example of Bharat Muni, Bharat Maharaj, he didn't become a sinful man. His fall down is get attachment to the, so deer, it's not a sinful activity. So that is also conditions are there, various conditions. Huh? So even someone got Ananya Bhakti Shraddha, Shraddha need to do Ananya Bhakti out of Loka Parampara, they are sinful, they do, because their Shraddha is out of Loka Parampara, Jat Shraddha, Laukik Shraddha. They don't know what is right and wrong, but they are doing Ananya Bhakti, but sinful people. So will their sin is cleaned or not? Is clean. That point you should take. But in the Shastri Shraddha wala ka case, Ananya Bhakti mein sin hota hi nahi. But samskaras will be there. That will be finished. You understood?
activities are not there. Impressions are there.
There. You'll stop karenge. You'll stop it.
It's a activity.
Manifesting. There's a going with other woman. So stealing money, all. Killing people. So here, after Shuddha Bhakti, Agam is given. Why it is given? That means what we are saying, Shuddha Bhakti level, Agam one will not do, but here Agam is given. This Agam, that means Papam is possible in case of which kind of Shuddha Bhakta? Shuddha Bhakta who got Shraddha from where? From Loka. समझ में आया? ऐसा तो बस हो गया हमारा। तो देखो ये शुद्ध भक्ति में जाने के लिए क्या एंट्री डोर है? दृढ़ श्रद्धा। ये दृढ़ श्रद्धा किससे आया? शास्त्र के अध्ययन करने से आया। शास्त्र के अध्ययन करने से आया तो हम लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं? शुद्ध भक्ति में प्रवेश करने के बाद सिंफुल एक्टिविटीज करेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि शुद्ध भक्ति की आने की पहले ही जो कर्मार्पण है, दैव वर्णाश में कर्मार्पण होते, कर्मार्पण में भी सिंफुल एक्टिविटीज को करना बंद करा दिया गया उससे। तो वो और शास्त्र भी पढ़ा, उस शास्त्र में स्पष्ट लिखा गया, भक्ति शास्त्र में, पर स्त्री और परद्रव्य का चोरी करना ये बहुत विष्णु के लिए प्रसन्न नहीं है करके विष्णु पुराण इत्यादि भक्ति शास्त्रों में लिखा है। तब तो श्रद्धा वाले मैंने शास्त्र अध्ययन किया, उसको विश्वास करने वाला और अभी पर स्त्री का और परद्रव्य का चोरी करेगा? नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि वो तो कर्मार्पण में ही रिजेक्ट किया गया और इसके ऊपर भगवान उससे प्रसन्न भी नहीं है। तो लेकिन वो निरंतर भगवान को प्रसन्न करना चाहता है, तो तब वैसा एक्टिविटीज करेगा? नहीं करेगा। इसीलिए सिंफुल एक्टिविटीज नहीं करेगा। कौन बोल रहे हैं? वेणुगोपाल है क्या? श्रील जीव गोस्वामी का तात्पर्य है ये। तो 11th कैंटो 20th चैप्टर श्लोका नंबर, दैट मीन्स व्हाट इज दैट? दैट इज दुक्को दर्कांश्च गर्हयन्। In that sloka, dukkho darkanscha garhen, that means he is enjoying but feeling bad. What he is enjoying? He is clearly Jiva Goswami writes punya, that means from his punya whatever the results are coming, that he is enjoying, not the sinful enjoyment. No, there is no sinful enjoyment in this stage. So now in Suddha Bhakti there is no sinful enjoyment at all, and sinful activities they don't do. Then here why Sukadeva Goswami is telling if one do Suddha Bhakti then sin is clear? Yes or no? So logical ना, that is. So sin का बात ही नहीं है। शुद्ध भक्ति में आया माने sin ही नहीं करेगा, तो sin का बात ही नहीं है। sin अगम गुणवंत ऐसे बोलना ही नहीं। तो लेकिन क्यों बोल रहे हैं? क्योंकि शुद्ध भक्ति में आने अभी और एक आंसर दे रहा हूं मैं। तो शुद्ध भक्ति में आने के लिए केवल शास्त्रीय श्रद्धा ही कारण नहीं है। शुद्ध भक्ति में आने के लिए और कौन सा श्रद्धा कारण हो सकता है? लौकिक श्रद्धा। बोलिए। हाँ, लौकिक श्रद्धा माने लौकिक श्रद्धा वालों को 24 आवर्स भक्ति करते हैं लौकिक श्रद्धा के कारण, लौकिक दृढ़ श्रद्धा है, लेकिन उनको सही गलत ये नहीं पता है। लेकिन अपिचेत दुराचारा इज लागू, वो लागू होगा किसके लिए? लौकिक श्रद्धा से शुद्ध भक्ति करने वाले, अनन्य भक्ति करने वाले। तो उन लोगों का तब वो अनन्य भक्ति से उनका पाप नष्ट होगा या नहीं होगा करके दिखाने के लिए जीव गोस्वामी, सॉरी सुखदेव गोस्वामी ऐसा कह रहे, क्षिप्रम भवति धर्म।
लौकिक श्रद्धा से शुद्ध भक्ति,
लौकिक श्रद्धा मेरे दादाजी बोले हमको, दादाजी पर प्राण है मेरे लिए, मेरे दादी जो बोलेंगे वही करता हूँ। मैं दादी बोले 24 घंटा भक्ति करने के मैं करता हूँ, ये लौकिक श्रद्धा। नॉट नेसेसरी, माने शास्त्र ना पढ़ के आया सत्य। कुछ शुद्ध भक्ति कर रहा है माने कृपा तो हो गया, लेकिन श्रद्धा शास्त्र से उत्पन्न नहीं हुआ, कन्वेंशनल मीन से उत्पन्न हुआ। लौकिक मीन से मैं तो ये कुल वाले हूँ, मैं तो ये कुल वाले यादव कुल हूँ मेरा, तो इसीलिए मैं यादव है तो 50 साल आने के बाद हम लोगों को सब छोड़ के बस निरंतर भजन करते। ये कन्वेंशनल है, ये कन्वेंशनल है, शास्त्र बिना पढ़ के आता। कुछ वैसा श्रद्धा कभी ब्रेक भी हो सकता है, लेकिन that's why because they are doing Suddha Bhakti, they get opportunity to associate Suddha Bhaktas who know Shastra and they will develop Shastri Shraddha later. Otherwise that can break also. बहुत यादवों का बहुत माने उनका फीलिंग है ये तो बेकार है लोग, तब तुम्हें ये यादव बोलना बनना अच्छा नहीं लगा, हट मैं ये इसका एक्टिविटीज भी नहीं करूंगा, सब हटो। ऐसा भी हो सकता है। फिर दादाजी से उनको रुष्ट हो गया, दादाजी जाते जाते दौलत इनके नाम पर नहीं लिखा, तो चलो दादाजी की बात नहीं सुनूंगा। क्यों करना है ये सब? नेक्स्ट। ओके, गायत्री ब्रेक 5 minutes. No, Yes, start. सद्रीचिनो ह्ययं लोके पन्था क्षेमो कुतो भयः सुशीला साधवो यत्र नारायण परायणाः. The path followed by pure devotees who are well behaved and fully endowed with best qualification is certainly the most auspicious path in the material world, in this material world. It is free from fear and it is authorized by Shastras. So we have seen the way Bhakti cleans the sin. There is no other means like that. That is the best way to clean sins. Now, and that Bhakti should be what? It should not be dependent on Jnana or Karma, or otherwise it should be free from, at least, it should be free from Karma and Jnana. Such a Bhakti will purify complete. What about that means now? We are Pradhani Bhuta Bhaktas. Will they go to Vaikuntha Loka or not? Pradhani Bhuta Bhaktas means they do Karma Mishra Bhakti. So will they go to Vaikuntha or not? So they will go to Vaikuntha, yes. Salokya Mukti they got. I said na. So regular Varnashram system they do follow what Bhakti? Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. And these people are aspirants to get the pure devotion. That's why they get Dhrashraddha and they go. But what about these people? Like Artharthi Jignasu, Artharthi Gnani. They comes under this category. They are not having pure devotees association. They have only association of Pradhani Buddha Bhaktas. That's why they are in this system. Will they go back to Godhead? Will they go back to Godhead or not? Pradhani Buddha Bhakti, Misra Bhakti. Yes, they will go back to Godhead. But now we are saying Kevala Bhakti will purify the heart. But they are doing Pradhani Buddha Bhakta. So what about their purification? My question is clear. ये क्वेश्चन ही रॉन्ग है क्या पूछना हैं? What am I'm asking question? Yeah, regular varnashram means they do all the activities for, so they do varna and ashram activities and they offer that only for Krishna's pleasure, and also they do their karma. So that means they do their dharma and offer, and they do Shravanam Kirtanam also. So that's why Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi. ये तीनों किस कैटेगरी में आते हैं? हमारा जो सुकृतिनः मीन्स इन दैट श्लोक सुकृतिनः मीन्स वर्णाश्रमाचार व्रत लक्षण. सो वर्णाश्रम को फॉलो करने वाले, ऐसा करके उधर स्पष्ट कहा गया. तो वर्णाश्रम फॉलो कर रहे हैं लेकिन उनका शुद्ध भक्ति का कोई एसोसिएशन नहीं है, तो इसीलिए वो कर्म भी करते हैं, श्रवण कीर्तनादि रूप भक्ति भी करते हैं और वो कर्म भगवान को ऑफर करते हैं. तो ऐसा लोगों को कहाँ भेजना है? उन लोगों को स्वर्ग भेजेंगे क्या? नहीं है. नरक भेजेंगे? नहीं भेजना चाहिए. तो गोलोक वृंदावन नहीं भेजेंगे. कहाँ भेजेंगे उन लोगों को? हाँ, वैकुंठ सालोक्य मुक्ति मिलता है. 7th chapter 14 श्लोका का परपुट पढ़िए विश्वनाथ जी के, उसमें आपको क्लियरली समझ में आता है. तो मैं अभी पूछता हूं, तो वो लोग वैकुंठ जा रहे हैं प्रधानीभूत भक्ति से, Like purification of heart will happen with the pure devotion. So without purification of heart, they are going to the Vaikuntha then. Logical, na? You're getting? So then, what is this? How to reconcile? So yes, it can be reconciled. Even they are going to Vaikuntha, they are with what? With the mood of what? Getting the comforts of Vaikuntha. Aishwarya. They want Aishwarya. That contamination still it is there. But will they allowed to stay there or not? They are allowed. They are allowed. But they are, that means relatively, if we see the purity of the Salokya Bhakta, Salokya Prapti Bhakta and Krishna Prem Prapti Bhakta, so purity of the heart is very different. Impurity is there in him. What kind of impurity means? Lacking in purity, not impurity. Lacking in purity is there. Impurities are not, material impurities are not there. But he is not like pure devotee. Pure devotee is what Jan bas. So मैं आपका हूँ. So you are my destination. मैं आपका हूँ. इस प्रकार की फीलिंग में सब कुछ सबमिट करते हैं. निरंतर उनका प्लीज करना इनका गोल है प्योर ड्यूटी का. और प्रधानी मुद्दा भक्त का वैकुंठ में जाके वैसे सुखों को सुविधाओं को प्राप्त करना है. तो इसीलिए प्रधानीभूत भक्ति से पूरा प्यूरिफिकेशन नहीं हो पाता है, प्योर डिवोशन में नहीं आ पाएगा. तो वो केवल प्रधानीभूत भक्ति के कारण वो सालोक की मुक्ति ही प्राप्त करके उधर रह जाएंगे. ओके. हाँ, if they get association of pradhanibhuta bhakta, they will become like that. The karmi jivatma, when they get pradhanibhuta bhakta association, they will become like that.
Association faster. Without association,
No. I said na, jivatma is Tatastha Shakti and it is having the so different karmic layer, that means different material layers. Chitta, Buddhi, Ahankara. By these Chitta, Buddhi, Ahankara, this jivatma Tatastha Shakti, can it produce such a Shakti which can illuminate Krishna? Impossible. Until unless if huh? Compulsory. Any bhakti begins with devotion association. Bhavanam Janmanam Ante Prabhupada, their Acharya writes that. So, association of devotee, then they will get devotee. Otherwise, no. Millions of janmas if you take. No. The object which is in the inertia of motion, it will be in the motion until unless there is a external force is applied. And is in the rest, it will be rest. Similarly, Jivatma, so millions of lives, if it is not getting associated of any devotee, it will be keep on doing karma. Yes or no? The first day I explained, the first half. I think you can refer that. So, yes. No, they got association of Mishra Bhakta. That's why they are in the system of Varnashrama. Sukritina means Varnashrama system. They understood that Vishnu is a supreme personality of Godhead. I should offer everything to him. Such a consciousness he got because of association of devotee. Yeah. So Bahunam Janmanam Ante, when they get that means so Vaishnava's association. So then after that they are keep on. That means doing various activities to come to the stage of offering everything. Seed should be there actually. Otherwise they cannot believe Lord. That's the main point. The speed of arisal of bhakti depends upon the amount of mercy given to him. So Madhyama Bhakta or otherwise pure, that means Mishra Bhakta or pure Bhakta. So what kind of amount of mercy he gives to that jiva? That decides the speed of progress. So that means if who got less mercy, they will be taking many births. Bahunam Janmanam. Like that we should interpret. That's the principle actually. What is the principle? So the speed of arisal of bhakti in the opposite person depends upon the amount of mercy given by the devotee and also the power, the strength of the devotion. Both decides. मैं अभी आप लोगों को फ्लाइट में ले चलूं. प्रायश्चित्तानि चीर्णानि नारायण पराङ्मुखम् न निष्पुनन्ति राजेन्द्र सुरा कुम्भमिवापगा. My dear king, as a pot containing liquor cannot be purified even if washed in the waters of many rivers, non-devotees cannot be purified by process of atonement even if they perform them very well. So that's why if they don't take up bhakti, if they do practice of jnana sadhanas or the karma, atonement, so can he get complete purification? Can he come out from the vidya and avidya both? Impossible. So that's why other sadhanas they cannot purify fully. Like next, sakran manah krishna padara vindayo niveshitam tadguna ragiyeriha nadeyamam pashubhrutam cha pradbatan swapne pashyanti chirna nishkruta. Although not having fully realized Krishna, persons who have even once surrendered completely unto his lotus feet and who have become attracted to his name, form, qualities, and past tense are completely freed of all sinful reactions, for they have thus accepted the true method of atonement. Even in dreams, such as surrendered souls don't see Yamaraj or his orders carriers who are equipped with ropes to bind the sinful. Now I'll read the little Vishwanath's commentary, then it will be very useful. So what is said here? Natra bhakti bhumau upekshaniyaha ityaha sakrudapi. Kim, what is said in this sloka? One time. Sakrit means one time. What to speak of doing many times. Next, manaha, that means mind. One time mind. Just mind is said here. What to speak of now using senses and all other senses. So, and that mind is also interested in the material things. Vashaya saktam. So, then what to speak of mind which is freed from the Vishaya sakta. Even in the dream. So, even in the dream. So then what to speak of if someone is doing, so in the conscious state. So sakshat tavan matradhyayanaihi nayeva achirnam nishkrutam prayasitta yehite atra sakrudityadi padaihi. So one time mind which is fully filled with the Vishayas, if they submit that mind one time at the lotus feet of the Lord, one time in the dream, they will be freed from all the sins. Then what to speak of someone is doing again and again, submitting mind which is purified and not in dream but in the conscious state, then what to speak? What kind of result they can get? You should understand like this. Atra sakrud ityadi padaihi kasyachit suddha bhaktasya daivat papanam pauno punye उत्खात दंष्ट्रोरग दंशानामिवा तेषाम अकिंचित करत्वात् कुंजर शौच वत आपेक्षणीया भाव अनुचित एवा. So now you may see in the case of Apichas Jarachara, there that bhakta, his Ananya bhakta is doing Suddha Bhakti, but still is doing very gross sinful activities, doing sex with women, stealing others' money, robbery. So people may think that he is doing Suddha Bhakti also and he is doing sinful activities also. It is like the Kunjara Socham. They may say or not. So then why devotees also Suddha Bhakti is doing and he is also doing the sinful activities. Like karma kandis, they do sinful activities and also they are doing atonement. And once again karma and atonement. Similarly, he is also doing. He is also Kunjari Socha. Can we say or not? Bhakti also not able to purify. But what we should take here, in the case of Bhakta case, what point understood clearly? What is understood? Don't tell me. What is my question?
Yes. So,
In Apicesudurachara case, yes, someone is Ananya Bhakta and also regularly doing gross sinful activities. So by showing this example, someone will say, huh?
it's also not grateful.
Bhakti is also not purifying, it's also Kunjari Socha. Elephant bath. Then what is the answer? Huh? Snake without? Yeah, poison. So that means his sin, whatever he is doing now, actually that sin is also non-reactive and no punishment is going to get. जैसा सांप का दांतों को निकाल दिया तो ढसेगा तो भी कोई पॉइजन निकलेगा नहीं है ना, वैसा ही ये सिन भी अभी जो कर रहे हैं, शुद्ध भक्ति करते करते साथ में जो सिन कर रहे हैं वो कैसा है, वो निकाला गया, दांत निकाला गया सांप की जैसा है वो, ये है। बाहर का लोगों को लगते हैं तो सिंफुल है, तो भक्ति कर रहे हैं लेकिन सिंफुल भी कर रहे हैं, तो कौन सा भक्ति का काम आ रहा है इधर? भक्ति का कोई काम ही नहीं हो रहा है, सिंफुल तो बंद होना चाहिए। नारायण जो बोलने के बाद में भी वो बहुत कुछ सिन किया है। अजामिल एक नाम से तो हृदय शुद्धि होता है ना पूरा, तो क्यों सिंफुल एक्टिविटीज किया? तो उधर का एक्सप्लेनेशन है कि वो सिन का कोई मतलब ही नहीं, वो सिन क्या है, दांत निकाला गया सांप की डसने की समान है। उत्खात दंष्ट्रोरग दंशानाम विवा। समझ में आया? आया नहीं आया? ठीक है, बड़ा बड़ा पर्पस। अत्र चोदाहरन्तीम् इम चोदाहरन्तीमिमाम् इतिहासं पुरातनम् दूतानां विष्णु यमयोः संवादस्तं निबोध मे। In this regard, learned scholars and saintly persons describe a very historical incident involving a discussion between the order carriers of Lord Vishnu and those of Yamaraj. Please hear of this from me. तो क्या बोलना चाहते हैं अभी सुखदेव गोस्वामी जी, क्या बोलना चाहते हैं? एक स्टोरी नैरेट करने वाले हैं, किसके लिए नैरेट कर रहे हैं? लास्ट वाला बोलिए, बैठे जो साधु, बैठा साधु है, बोलिए क्या डिस्क्राइब करना क्या पढ़ाना चाहते हैं सुखदेव गोस्वामी एक स्टोरी से? क्या पढ़ना चाहते हैं? अरे बोलिए भाई, आप लोग कुछ तो भक्ति इज द बेस्ट प्रोसेस। और भी थोड़ा सा गहराई बोलिए, हाँ, और भी मजा दीजिए, हाँ, 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 सकृत, लेकिन उसमें भी बहुत गहराई से जा रहा है। ऑलरेडी मैं एक बार बोल चुका हूँ। हाँ, हाँ, आभास रूप भक्ति, रागमयी छोड़ दो के संतता भक्ति 2 टाइप्स है, रागमयी आसक्तिमयी, और उससे नीचे वाला है रत्याभास, और रत्याभास रहिता स्वरूप सिद्धा, और वो भी से भी नीचे है स्वरूप आभासा, तो उससे भी नीचे है सिंपल आभास। वो भक्ति से भी कितना काम होने वाला देखो परीक्षित, दिखाऊंगा मैं आपको अभी चमत्कार। ये बात एक्साइटमेंट है, वो सुखदेव गोस्वामी, हम लोगों का जीरो एक्साइटमेंट। भागवत को रेस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहे हैं, हार्ट, इसका दोष हमारा ही है। तब तो बोलने वाला सही ढंग से नहीं बोल, heart should be responding actually. Wow, excitement should be there while reading the slokas and by understanding the topics. If that excitement is not there means और भी बहुत कुछ क्लीन करना है, राख हो गया। कड़क हो गया, हार्ट कड़क होगा अपराधों से, अनर्थों से। जितना अनर्थ भर देंगे हार्ट में वो टाइट होता है, जैसा जितना पत्थर डालेंगे ना, वो कोई भी पैकेट लेके उसमें पत्थर डालेंगे तो कितना हार्ड रहेगा, उससे किसी को भी ऐसा टच करने से ही बहुत दर्द होगा या नहीं। एक बहुत बड़ा स्ट्रांग बोरा लेके पूरा पत्थर डाल दो, वैसे हृदय में पूरा के पूरा अनर्थ जैसे पत्थर है वो डाल देंगे तो हार्ट क्या होगा, एकदम पत्थर जैसा होगा, स्ट्रांग। और वो किसी को भी छुएगा दर्द होता है, मैंने वो फिर से वो व्यक्ति से बात करेंगे तो जरूर हट करेगा ही करेगा, सब कॉन्शियसली हट करेगा। समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं? कन्यकुब्जे द्विजः कश्चित् दासी पतिरजामिलः नाम्ना नष्ट सदाचारो दास्या संसर्ग दूषितः। In the city known as Kanyakubja, there was a Brahmana named Ajamila who married a prostitute maid servant and lost all his Brahmanical qualities because of the association of that low-class woman. Prabhupada is writing in this. What is Sudra and low class he is explaining. So generally low class women only generally go for prostitution, not high class women. That is said. And chanting is the beginning process of Bhakti Yoga. There is an important point you can. And here Parikshit Maharaj's original question was how to freed from the falling down into hell or into the hands of Yamadutas. In reply, Srila Sukadeva Goswami is citing this old historical example to convince Parikshit Maharaj of the potency of the Bhakti Yoga. That means Nama Abhas is also Abhas Rupa Bhakti is also going to do miracles. That is I want to show. That's why he is explaining. Then what to speak of someone do deliberately Bhakti. That is the thing. Bandhyakshaihi kaitavas गर्हितां वृत्तिमास्थितः बिभ्रत् कुटुम्बमासुचिर्यातयामास देहिनः. This fallen Brahman Ajamila gave trouble to others by arresting them, by cheating them in a gambling, or by directly plundering them. This was the way he earned livelihood and maintained his wife and children. So this Ajamil is a Brahmana by birth, but he is, doing all kind of nonsense activities to maintain that prostitute and her children actually. Here, the more society allows prostitution is Prabhupada is writing here, prostitution is beginning for everything. For what? For other four, out of four regs, prostitution if one does, then it will automatically lead to meat eating, gambling and intoxication. So that's why we see. So therefore we advise all disciples in our Krishna conscious movement to avoid illicit sex, which is the beginning of all abominable life, and which is followed by meat eating, gambling and intoxication, and one after another. जिसकी लड़की प्रति हो गया आसक्ति, तो उसके लिए तो पैसा चाहिए और इसलिए गैम्बलिंग करेगा और नशा भी करेगा, तो इनको एक्सटेंडेड सेक्स लाइफ के लिए, और उसके साथ साथ शक्ति के लिए मीट भी खाएगा. That is the main sentence. Evam nivasitastasya lalayanasya tatsutan kalotyagan mahan rajan nasta sityayushas saman. My dear king, while he does spend his time in abominable sinful activities to maintain his family of many sons, 88 years of his life has passed. अभी तो बुड्ढा कितना हो गया? 88 का हो गया. तस्या प्रवयसः पुत्रा दश तेषां तु यो वमः बालो नारायणो नाम्ना पित्रोश्चादयतो वृषाम्. That old man Ajamila had 10 sons, of whom the youngest was baby named Narayana. Since Narayana was the youngest of all the sons, he was naturally very dear to both his father and his mother. So how much he is having? So very young boy, 5 years old boy. According to Vedic culture, one should have, as soon as he has reached to 50 years age, Prabhupada is saying that, अरे 88 years तक अभी भी बच्चा पैदा क्यों कर रहे हैं? Actually, one should stop sex life by what age? Grosthas 55. Brahmacharis when they should stop? When they should stop? Brahmacharis, huh? When? हंस रहे हैं सब लोग they should not do they should not start it up brahmacharya upakurvana naishtika upakurvana they will be doing volunteer 25 they should stop at 25 and after that they can go for marriage but naishtik brahmachari there is no stop what there is no start starting there is no start there is no start of sex life so for upakurvana there is a starting is there for sex life at 25 and beginning and stopping at 50 and Prabhupada says at least 45 they should stop for grosthas. This purport is not for you. So nabadda hridayastasmin narbake kalabhashini nirikshamanastellilam mude jaratho prasham. Because of the child's broken language and awkward movements, old Ajamila was very much attached to him. He always took care of the child and enjoyed the child's activities. यही होता है बस. So Prabhupada is saying that he's enjoying and also he's calling name Narayana Narayana. Prabhupada is recommending here. So in Hindu society, generally people they keep Lord's names. That is a very good thing actually. So it is a customary in Hindu society for parents to give the children. By that they are also getting Sukruti actually. Not puppy, dolly like that. So these are the best thing. Krishna Das, Govinda Das, Narayan Das, Vrindavan Das. ऐसा नाम रखना चाहिए. भुञ्जानः प्रपिबन् खादन् बालकं स्नेहयन्त्रितः भोजयन् पालयन्तो न वेदागतान्तकं न वेदगतमन्तकम्. When Ajamila chewed food and ate it, he called the child to chew and eat. थोड़ा वो भी खाते थे, थोड़ा मांस का छोटा टुकड़ा और उस बच्चा के मुंह में भी रखते था. खाओ बेटा खाओ. उसको ऐसा चबाओ ऐसा चबाओ ऐसा करके थोड़ा नहीं तो आधा चबा के उसके मुंह में दे दो वो बाकी वो चबाए and always engage in taking care of the child and calling his name Narayana. Ajamila couldn't understand this, that his own time was now exhausted, that death was upon him. But because of this, Prabhupada is writing that Sukruti is adding. Sukruti is adding. Definitely in somehow or other, some life, maybe Ajamila definitely got association of sadhus. That's why he got opportunity of putting his name, his children's name as Narayana, and this Sukruti is getting added. Like that we should take. स एवं वर्तमानग्नो मृत्युकाला उपस्थिते मतिं चकार तनये बाले नारायणाह्वये. When the time of death arrived for the foolish Ajamila, he began thinking exclusively of his son Narayana. Time आ गया. सापाशहस्तीं दृष्ट्वा पुरुषानति दारुणान् वक्रतुण्डान् ऊर्ध्वरोम्ण आत्मानं नेतुमागतान् दूरे क्रीडनकासक्तं पुत्रं नारायणाह्वयम् प्लावितेन स्वरेणोच्चार आजुहावावकुलेन्द्रियः आजुहावाकुलेन्द्रियः. So time came already. Now 3 people came, big people, Yamadutas. Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, all the 3 ways he did sins. So that's why to take him, 3 Yamadutas came. If one do only sins out of Manas, then 1 will come. Out of Vacha and Manasa, then 2. And Karmana also, then 3. Like that. Count will be there. So when he saw extremely bewildered, and because of attachment to his children who was playing in a short distance away, Ajamila began to call him loudly by his name. Thus with the tears in his eyes, he somehow or other chanted the holy name. Nishamyamriyamanasya mukato harikirtanam Bharturnama Maharaja Parshada Sahasapatan. My dear king, the order of carrier of Vishnu, the Vishnu Dutas immediately arrived when they heard the holy name of their master from the mouth of the dying Ajamila, who had certainly chanted without offense because he had chanted in complete anxiety. So he doesn't know who is Supreme Personality of Godhead. This name is Narayana's name, and I am chanting carelessly or carefully. Nothing is there in his. It's simply Namabhas. So he chanted by hearing this name immediately. His name touched the four Parshada, Narayana. Four letters are there, so that's why four Vishnudutas came. Because, oh, some Jiva is calling our master. What happened? So let us go. And immediately they came. Four Vishnudutas also came. That is being described here. Vikarshaton tarhridaya tasi patimajamilam yam preshyan Vishnuduta varayama surojasa. Then what they did after coming? The order carriers of Emerald were snatching the soul from the core of the heart of Ajamila, the husband of the prostitute, but with a resounding voice, the messengers of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnudutas forbade them to do so. They stopped actually. Hey, don't do that. Don't. These people, three are Yamadutas are pulling soul from the body, and Vishnudutas immediately they shouting from the back, and don't do that. Uchi Uchurnisheditastanste Vaivasvatapurassara Keyuyam Pratisheddaro Dharmarajasya Shasanam. When the order carriers of Emra, the son of the sun god, was forbidden, they replied, who are you, sirs, that have the audacity to challenge the jurisdiction of Emras? So immediately these Yamadutas said that, who are you, you people? We are, so who, you are stopping us. Actually here, take commentary. Okay. Next. Kasyava kurta ayata kasmadasya nishedata kim deva upadeva ya yuyam kim siddha sattama. Dear sirs, whose servants are you? Where have you come from? And why are you forbidding us to touch the body of Ajamila? Are you demigods from the heavenly planets? Or are you sub-demigods? Or are you the best of devotees? Who are you? That means by dressing of Yamadutas, by seeing dressing of Yamadutas, Vishnudutas, Yamadutas, at least they guessed that these are also servants of someone. So Devas or Upadevas, what do all? Siddha Sattama. Prabhupada is explaining about Siddha Sattama. When one understands that the soul is part and parcel of the Supreme and one thus engage in the devotional service of Supreme Soul, one becomes Siddha Sattama. One is then eligible to live in Vaikuntha planet. So that means first we should understand we are not body, we are soul and we are servant of Lord. By Bhakti Shastras, then from there one get the firm conviction in that. So then practice Bhakti, then he will become Siddha. Okay. Sarve pada pala saksha pita kausheya vasasaha kiridinah kundalino lasat pushkara malinaha sarve cha nutana vayasa sarve cha turchatur pujaha tanur nishangi sa gada shanka chakram bhujashriyaha disho vidimira kurvantasvena tejasa kimardam dharmapalasya Inkaranno nishedatha. The orders carriers of Amara said, so they are describing, your eyes are just like the petals of lotus flowers, dressed in yellow silken garments decorated with the garlands of lotuses and wearing very attractive elements on your hands and earrings on your ears. You all appear fresh and youthful. Your four long arms are decorated with bows and quires of arrows and with swords, clubs, conchs, discs, and lotus flowers. Your effulgence has dissipated the darkness of this place with extraordinary illumination. Now, sirs, why are you disturbing us? When they should you endeavor to stop us for executing our duty, it shall be explained that the Yamadutas, the order carriers of Yamaraj, mistakenly considered Ajamila sinful. Actually, here the main point is Yamadutas, they mistakenly considered Ajamila sinful. But Ajamila's sin is what? I already said, Ajamila at the Namakarna time, he took the Narayan name. By that Narayan name, what happened? All the future sins also finished. With that bhakti only, everything is finished. Even after that he did sin, that sin is not sin. That sin is equal to what? A snake which is, so remove the teeth, that snake's bite equal to the bite of the snake whose teeth are removed. Okay. So, but similarly, one who learns the faithful service to Krishna through the Krishna conscious movement will always remain in Vaikuntha Loka and have nothing to do with material world. Sisatuvacha. Ityukte yamadutais Dutaiste Vasudevokta Karinaha Tan Pratyuchu Prahasyedam Mohanirhadaya Gira. So Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued, being addressed by the messengers of Yamara, the servant of Vasudeva smiled and spoke the following words in voices as deep as the sound of rumbling clouds. Now these people are asking, why you people are stopping? Yamadutas are asking. Then Vishnuduta started answering that. Sri Vishnudutta Uchuhu Yuyam Vai Dharma Rajasya Yadi Nirdeshakarinah Bhuta Dharmasya Nastatvam Yajja Dharmasya Lakshanam Acha. The blessed messengers of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnudutta said, if you are all actually servants of Yamaraj, you must explain to us the meaning of religious principles and the symptoms of irreligion. ये sound दिन भर ऐसे रहेगा.
That's great.
Whole morning also so much. इससे फोकस नहीं होता है सबका. वो साउंड एकदम वातावरण कूल एकदम साइलेंट रहेगा ना, सब ऑटोमेटिकली वो वॉइस डायरेक्ट जाएगा. नहीं तो अभी नॉइस भी जा रहा है, ये भी जा रहा है, ब्लर हो जाते हैं. जैसा इमेज ब्लर हो गया तो क्या स्पष्ट दिखता है, क्या वॉइस भी ब्लर होता है. If you are hearing 2-3 voices and along with that you are hearing some lessons, then that voice is blurred voice. That is not clear. Huh? A Vaishnava knows these principles perfectly well. So I will take little extra time. Okay, 1 o'clock I should stop. At 2 o'clock. So power is there. Still power will be doing. Huh? So we'll finish chapter with the next chapter. Very important section. You may get a lot of time also to ask questions. If you allow me now to take at least some 1:30 till 1:30 at least. So if we take, then it will be good. It's just a story. I will keep on reading it. So just you people peacefully here and we'll finish. Any important points are there, I will discuss. In the next chapter, second chapter, 9th and 10th slokas, commentary is very important. It itself will take at least 2 hours. That 1-2 slokas. That is our main focus area. We should, by understanding that sloka commentary, it's equal to understanding of entire all 3 chapters. Okay, there we should give time means we should finish here now. So now here purport is writing that a Vaishnava knows these principles perfectly well because he is well acquainted with the instructions of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Give up all your other varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Therefore, surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the actual principle of religion. So, now Yamadutas, Vishnudutas are asking what is Dharma. So, to Vishnudutas are asking what is Dharma to define. They are asking Yamadutas. Prabhupada is explaining in this context what is Dharma. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Saranam. So Bhagavantam Sharanam Braja. So Krishnam Sharanam Braja. We should take shelter of that is only the religion. We do take up of these Varnashrama activities, Daivarnashrama, only to launch into this. It is a stepping stone to enter into the pure devotional service. But real goal is Krishna Prem that we attain through the only by holy name only. Harinama kevalam kalau nastyeva gatirannada. That is only the thing. But we need, till the time we should develop, till the time we develop Drashraddha, till the time we are becoming qualified to live all dharmas consciously also. So the affection towards dharmas and dependency on other dharmas. So till that time we are not ready. So we do follow the Daivarnashram dharma. So, but our goal is Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Again and again, Prabhupada reminds in every purpose. One who represents someone else must fully know that person's mission. So the devotees in the Krishna conscious movement must therefore be fully aware of the mission of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, otherwise they will be considered foolish. What is the great thing given by Lord Chaitanya, you know? Huh? What is the great teachings given by Lord Chaitanya, which is not there before and he has given to us? Huh? Kirtan पहले भी था. Huh? Pure devotional service. Definition of pure devotional service taught by so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Krishna to Rupa Goswami. Anyabhilasha Sunya. This was a revolution actually. It's a really revolution in the Bhakti society. There is no karmarpana. Jnana karma janavurti. Karmarpana is also not allowed actually. In the Dasyam, some other sampradayas they allow karmarpana also. This is our definition. Yes. That's right. It is very extraordinary thing. Katam svidriyate danda kim vasya sthanam ipsitam dandya kim karina sarve aho svidkati chindruna. What is the process of punishing others? Who are the actual candidates for punishment? Are all karmis engaged in fruitive activities punishable or only some of them? So, who are asking these questions? Vishnu Dutas are asking. So, किसको punishment देना चाहिए? बहुत क्वेश्चन पूछे हैं इसमें. कैसा देना चाहिए? So, क्यों देना चाहिए? तो क्या कारण है? ऐसा ऐसा चीज पूछे हैं. यमदूता ऊचु वेद प्रणीतो धर्मो ह्यधर्मस्तद्विपर्ययः वेदो नारायण साक्षात् स्वयं भूरिति सुश्रुमा. Yamadutas replied that which is prescribed in the Veda constitutes dharma. The religious principles and the opposite of that is irreligion. Veda pranihita dharma viparyayo. Against to that Veda pranihita is adharma. Which is not prescribed by Veda is adharma. The Vedas are directly the supreme personality of Godhead, Narayana, are the self and are self-born. This we have heard from Yamaraj. Like that they said. The members of modern civilization manufacture defective religious principles. Now dharma they are defining. The dharma which is not defined in Veda is not dharma. Any religion should be purely defined by Vedas. If it is approved by Vedas, then it is fine. Otherwise, it is not. So dharma. It is adharma only. Veda pranihito dharma viparyayo adharma. If it is not approved by Veda, it is adharma. So now people are concocting so many dharmas. They don't know what is dharma and what is adharma. That's present modern society. Therefore, as stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavata, dharma projita kaitavatra, dharma not supported by Vedas is rejected by Srimad Bhagavata. Actually, Srimad Bhagavata is rejecting what dharma? Kaitava dharma means what? Sitting religion means what? So all different types of, that means karma also is rejected, which is defined by Veda, but that is also rejected by Bhagavata. Even karma Mishra Bhakti also is rejected by it. Yena swadhamnyami bhava rajas sattva tamo maya gunanama kriya rupai vibhavyante yatha tatham. The supreme cause of all causes, Narayana is situated in his own abode in the spiritual world, but nevertheless he controls in Narayana. So he controls entire cosmic manifestation according to three modes of material nature: Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, and Tama Guna. In this way, all living entities are awarded different qualities, different names, such as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, different duties according to the Varnashram system and different forms. Thus, Narayana is the cause of the entire cosmic manifestation. So, Yamadutas, they started replying. So, several things they tell about Dharma actually, how they get punished and so on. So, Sognischam marudeva somas sandhyaha nirisha kam kuhu swayam dharma iti hyete daihyasya sakshinaha. The sun, fire, sky, air, demigods, moon, evening, day, night, directions, water, land, and super soul himself all witness the activities of the living entity. माने एक व्यक्ति गलत कर रहे हैं या नहीं कौन देखते हैं ये प्रश्न है तो कौन देखते माने ये सब देखते बोल रहे so that's it. The members of some religious sects, especially Christians, don't believe in the deities of karma. Once I had a discussion with a learned Christian professor who argued that although people are generally punished after the witness of their misdeeds are examined, where are the witness responsible for one's suffering, the reactions of past karma? To such a person, the answer by the Yamadutas is given. हम लोग कुछ भी करते कौन देख रहे सोचते हैं लेकिन who is witnessing? All these people are witnessing. Surya, Chandra and all this, Agni, Marut. एतैरद अधर्मो विज्ञातस्थानं दण्डस्य युज्यते सर्वे कर्मानुरोधेन दण्डमर्हन्ति कारिणः एतैः अधर्मः विज्ञातः. These people, all this Surya, Chandra, Vayu, they know. So the person's sin and they are witness, and based upon that danda is given. The candidates,
Personality.
yeah, they have agencies actually.
And all are personality.
Bhudevi, Vayudev, they like that personalities. They have their agencies actually. Their agencies and itself. Through that they will work. The candidates for punishment are those who are confirmed by these many witnesses to have deviated from their prescribed regulatory duties. Everyone engaged in fruitive activities is suitable to be subjected to punishment according to his sinful activity. वो लोग देख के यमराज को विटनेस देते हैं तब दंड दिया जाता है. संभवन्ति ही भद्राणि विपरीतानि चानका कारिणाम गुण संगोस्ति देहवान य कर्मकृत. On inhabitants of Vaikunta, you are sinless. But those within this material world are all karmis. Karanam guna sangasya. They are always inflicted by gunas and they are doing sins. Whether acting piously or impiously. Both kinds of action are possible for them because they are contaminated by three modes of nature and must act accordingly. One who has accepted the material body cannot inactive and sinful action is inevitable for one acting under the modes of material nature. Therefore, all living entities within the material world are punishable. Because of modes of association of modes, they all do various sinful activities. येन यावान् यथा धर्मो वेहा samihitaha स एव तत्फलं भुङ्क्ते तथा तावदमुत्र वै. These slokas are very simple. That's why I'm not. Machi is not there. You can go on. In proportion to the extent of one's religious and religious actions in this life, one must enjoy or suffer the corresponding reactions of his karma. Next. Yateha daiva pravarastraividyamupalabhyate bhuteshu guna vaichitya tatha nyatranu miyate. O best of the demigods, we can see three different varieties of life, which are due to the contamination of three modes of nature. The living entities are thus known as peaceful, restless, and foolish, as happy, unhappy, and in between, or as religious, religious, and semi-religious. We can deduce that in the next life these kinds of material nature will similarly act. सत्वादि गुणसंगः प्रत्यक्षमेव उपलभ्यताम् इह लोके त्रैविध्यं पुण्य पाप मिश्रम कर्तृत्वेन नृणां त्रैविध्यम्. People are categorized into three: punya, papi, and in between, like that. So in this way they categorize people. So like that they punish. Next. वर्तमानोन्ययो काल गुणा विज्ञापको यथा एवं जन्मनान्योरेत धर्म निदर्शनम. Just as springtime in the present indicates the nature of springtimes in the past and future, so life of happiness, distress, or mixture of both gives evidence concerning the releases and release activities of one's past and future. ये लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं? इस श्लोक का अर्थ पता है? तो what they are saying that वर्तमान जन्मनैव पूर्वापर जन्म धर्म ज्ञानम भवति. By seeing present life, so vartamana janmane, we can say that what he did in past and what he will be doing in future. अभी का जो मिल रहा है उसको लेकर हम लोग बोल सकते हैं वो क्या पास्ट में किया. अभी वो जो कर रहा है उसको देखकर आप फ्यूचर को भी बोल सकते हैं या नहीं? यही बात बोल रहे हो. That's the point. मनसैव पुरे देव पूर्व रूपम विपश्यति अनुमीमांसते पूर्वम मनसा भगवान जहा. The omnipotent Maharaj is as good as Lord Brahma, for while situated in his own abode or in everyone's heart like a Paramatma, he mentally observes the past activities of living entity and thus understand how the living entity will act in future lives. Maharaj is also having witness and also he personally verifies by his personal intuition or the abilities. In this way, finally, punishment is decided. यथाग्नस्तमसा युक्ता उपास्ते व्यक्तमेव हि न वेद पूर्वमपरं नष्ट जन्म स्मृतिस्तथा. As a sleeping person acts according to the body manifested in his dreams and accepts it to be himself, so one identifies with his present body which he acquired because of his past religious or religious actions and is unable to know his past or future lives. Because of past we got this body and because we are doing something in future we'll get. Accepting future bodies based upon past activities. Keep on going. Any man engaged in sinful activities because he doesn't know what he did in the past life or to get his present material condition, who is subjected to the threefold miseries. As stated by Rishipade in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nunam pramattah kurte vikarma. A human being who is mad after sense gratification doesn't hesitate to act sinfully. Yad indriya pritaya apnoti. He performs sinful acts simply for sense gratification. No sadhu mandi. This is not good. So one receives another body and will suffer present body. Okay, these are all you can understand. Panchabih kurute swarthan panchavedat panchabih ekastu shodashena trin swayam saptadashoshnute. That means all the elements are said. This material world is made up of all these elements. Above the five senses of perception, above the five working senses and five objects of senses is the mind, which is the 16th element. Above the mind is the 17th element, the soul, the living entity, living being himself, who in cooperation with the other sisters, other 16 enjoys material world alone. So all the elements are set, like total 16 elements. Mind is set in place of buddhi, ahankara, and also chittam. And on top of that, soul. That is, soul is enjoying. Soul is really enjoying. Soul is really enjoying. Kartaham iti manyate. Whatever enjoyment is produced in the body, soul is thinking that he is enjoying, but not he is enjoying. That means, but the jiva soul think that he is the enjoyer. In that sense, this is said. Tadetat shodasha kalam linga. Tadeshat shodasha kalam linga. Tadetat shodasha kalam lingam shaktitrayam mahat. Tattenu samsritim pumsi harsha shoka bhayatida. कोई पढ़िए.
The subtle body is endowed with 16 parts. The 5 knowledge-acquiring senses, the 5 working senses, the 5 objects of self-gratification, and the mind. The subtle body is an effect of the 3 modes of material nature. It is composed of insurmountably strong desires, and therefore it causes the living entity to transmigrate from one body to another in human life, animal life, and life as a demigod. When the living entity gets the body of a demigod, he is certainly very jubilant. When he gets a human body, he is always in lamentation. And when he gets the body of an animal, he is always afraid. In all conditions, however, he is actually miserable. His miserable conditions are transformative.
Thank you. We have 2 bodies, subtle and gross bodies. Subtle body is also known as linga deha. So soul, whenever it leaves the body, it goes with the linga deha, subtle body. So changing body is nothing but what? Samsriti. Body after body, physical gross body. Dehyagno jita shadvargo neschan karmani karyate koshakara ivatmanam karmanat chadyamukhyati. The foolish embodied living entity, inept at controlling his senses and mind, is forced to act according to the influence of the modes of material nature against his desires. He is like a silkworm that uses its own saliva to create a cocoon and then becomes trapped in it with no possibility of getting out. The living entity traps himself in a network of his own fruitive activities and then can find no way to release himself. Thus, he is always bewildered and repeatedly he dies. Like that cocoon it is building with the threads, then it will be finally dying inside. Similarly, karma is binding. So then jivatma is permanently for a long time. Only solution is what? Jivatma. When sadhu's association, if it gets, it's over. It can come out from all these kind of bondages. Nahi kaschikshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krit karyate hyavasha karma gunai swabhavika balat. Not a single living entity can remain unengaged for a moment one must act by his natural tendency according to the three modes of material nature, because this material tendency forcibly makes him work in a particular way. So every living entity as per their swabhava, like whatever the impressions are there in chitta, so based upon that, so desires are produced in the mind, and accordingly all the senses are engaged on body. So these keep on going as per nature. But jivatma, which is pure, but being conditioned, so it is thinking that he is the doer. What is the why jivatma is covered by the avidya? Because not having the knowledge about Lord, that is only the cause. लब्ध्वा निमित्तम अव्यक्तम व्यक्ता व्यक्तम भवत्युत यथा योनि यथा बीजम स्वभावेन बलीयसा. The fruitive activities a living being performs, whether pious or impious, are the seen cause for the fulfillment of his desires. This unseen cause is the root of the living entity's different bodies. That means in the past life we have pious or impious. That is the decision maker of this life, what amount of facilities we should get, what kind of pain we should get. So in every jivatma, in the subtle body, so pious also is stored, or impious. The living entity takes birth in a particular family and receives body which is either like that of his mother or like that of father. Okay. As per Rigveda, if the time of sex, the secretions of mother are more profuse than those of the father, the child will receive female body. And if secretions are more of father, then a male. Okay, ये बहुत बार आया है पहले. एषा प्रकृति संगेन पुरुषस्य विपर्ययः आसीत् स एव न चिरात् ईश संगात् विलीयते. Since the living entity is associated with the material nature, he is in awkward position. But if in the what till now Yamadutas are saying, Yamadutas are simply saying that, so people they do anyone do against the Shastra, he is the sinful activity. Then who is observing that? These are all demigods are observing, and even Yamaraj also is seeing by his abilities. So witness, that means he is so checking actually it's right or wrong. Then finally, so punishment is given. The reason for this is the jivatma is being covered by the subtle and gross bodies. These subtle and gross bodies are coming from the elements. So those elements are also said. Now jivatma is different from this, like that. So simply the basic philosophy, whatever we learned again and again. So that is being said. Being associating, that means with the modes, that is the cause. Now from here onwards, we will be studying a story actually. अयं हि श्रुति संपन्न शीलवृत्त गुणालयः धृतव्रतो मृदुर्दान्तः सत्यवाङ्मन मंत्र विच्युचिः पूर्वज्ञातिथि वृद्धानां शुश्रूषारणहं कृतः सर्वभूत सुहृत्साधुर्मितावागनसूयकः. So all the good qualities of Ajamila is said. When he was in youthhood, he was like this. In the beginning, this Brahmana named Ajamila studied all Vedic literatures. He was a reservoir of good character, good conduct, and good qualities, firmly established in executing all Vedic injunctions. He is very mild and gentle, and he kept his mind and sense under control. Furthermore, he was always truthful. He knew how to chant the Vedic mantras, and he always very pure. Ajamila was very respectful to his spiritual master, the fire god, guests, and elderly members of his household. Indeed, he was free from past prestige. He was upright, benevolent to all living entities, and well behaved. He would never speak nonsense or envy anyone. He's having all, is a best Brahmana, very nice Brahmana boy. He's having all good qualities then. एकदा सौवनं यातः पितृसन्देशकृद्विजः आदाय तत आवृत्त फलपुष्प समित्कुशान् ददर्श कामिनं कञ्चित् सूत्रं सह भुजिष्यया पीत्वा च मधुमैरेयं मदाघूर्णीतनेत्रया मत्तया विश्लतनीव्या व्यपेतं निरपत्रपं क्रीडन्तम् अनुगायन्तम् हसन्तम् अनयांतिके। कोई पढ़िए।
As this Brahmana Ajamila, following the order of his father, went to the forest to collect fruits, flowers, of two kinds of grass called Samit and Kusha.
Samit means you all know? Wood drive to do yajna or to do cooking. This is Samit.
On the way home, he came upon a Shudra, very lusty, fourth-class man who was shamelessly embraced and kissing a prostitute. Shudra was smiling and singing and enjoying as if this were proper behavior. Both the Shudras and the prostitute were drunk. Prostitute's eyes were rolling in intoxication and her dress had become loose. Such was the condition which Ajamila saw her.
Wow. Okay. अभी परपट पढ़ना है. While traveling along the public way, Ajamila came upon fourth-class man and a prostitute who are vividly described here. Drunkenness was sometimes manifest even in bygone ages, although not very frequently. So that means वो लोग पूरा एकदम openly करने हैं. In this age of Kali, however, such a sin is to be seen everywhere. For people all over the world have become shameless. Long ago, when he saw the scene of a drunken Sudra and the prostitute Ajamila, who was a perfect brahmachari, was affected. Nowadays, क्या है यार ये लोग competition है क्या? हैं? Nowadays, such a sin is visible in so many places, and we must consider the position of a brahmachari student who sees such behavior. Brahmacharis who sees such a behavior. For such a brahmachari to remain steady is very difficult. ऐसा सीन्स देखने के बाद ब्रह्मचारी को ब्रह्मचर्य फॉलो करना मुश्किल. क्या करना है? प्रभुपाद लिख रहे हैं. Unless he is extremely strong in the following the regulative principles. Nevertheless, if one takes to Krishna consciousness very seriously, he can withstand the provocation created by sin. So that means his determination to do 24 hours bhakti should be more strong than his urges for sex. Then he can. If the urges for sex is more dominating than the determination for free, that means Shraddha is not Dhrida. Then who will be winning? Sex desires are winning because they are very strong. Then he will be Akashat patitam toyam sagaram prati gacchati. Falling actually. Nevertheless, if one takes to Krishna consciousness very seriously, means strong determination. Serious means what? Darshan. He can withstand the provocation created by sin. In our Krishna conscious movement, we prohibit illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. So see, here in our movement, we should not do. But one should not do is said, but our mind will be so accepting those and following all the time. Following or not? Sometimes it is rebelling or not? Huh? Nahi rebelling. Mind is rebelling or not? बोलिए यार, रेबलिंग नहीं, माइंड रेबल. तो क्यों बोलना है, पूछ रहे हो क्यों प्रभु ऐसा बोल रहे हैं आप? वो तो होता ही. Mind always rebels. Sometimes, not always, sometimes. So, then what is the solution actually? In our Krishna consciousness, we prohibit, even it is prohibited. That means on the level of knowledge, Gnanis also, they don't do this kind of activities. That means whatever activity is rejected by Shastra, they don't do. Because they do sadhana as per Shastra. Shastra is rejecting this, they also don't do. They don't do. But for them it is very difficult. For us it is very easy, provided if we engage in various devotional activities. In Kali Yuga, a drunk half-naked woman embracing a drunk man is very common sight, especially in the Western countries. अभी तो इंडिया में भी हो गया. सब लड़कियां अभी दारू पी रही हैं नहीं? सब स्टेट्स में पी रही हैं. हाँ, सिगरेट भी पी रही हैं. सब लोग. अभी तो कोई भी लड़कियों की सर्किल में कोई दारू नहीं पिएगी तो उनको आउट किया जा रहा है. जाओ तुम गांव चले जाओ, इधर हम लोग के साथ में नहीं रहने. को लिविंग भी आ गया. को लिविंग हॉस्टल्स हैं पुणे में. हाँ, को लिविंग भी है. तो और फ्रेंड फॉर बेनिफिट चल रहे हैं नहीं? यूथ प्रीचिंग में आप लोग करते हैं ना यूथ, वो लोग आते नहीं फ्रेंड फॉर बेनिफिट कॉन्सेप्ट से. फ्रेंड फॉर बेनिफिट नहीं पता. He's from Satya. So nice. Satya thinks if you don't know, it's good. Friend for benefit means girl and boy, they use everything of the others, but without commitment. Is known as friend for benefit. Everything they do, but no commitment. Whenever you want, you can say both of with mutual understanding, break up. Finish. And tomorrow they can go with the other one. Nowadays, in the society, sex became what? Common, normal. It is normalized. तो क्या है, तो चलता है बस. क्या शादी की पहले बिना सेक्स कैसा? ये तो कहां से आया? ऐसा हो गया आजकल. तो पैरेलल मेंटेन कर रहे हैं लड़कियां. एक नहीं, दो तीन तीन. इसलिए ब्रह्मचारी जागरूक रहिए. आप अकेला मत सोचिए. आपके साथ साथ उनके पास और 4-5 रहेगा. जाना ही नहीं, जाएंगे तो ऐसा ही होगा. धोखा मिलेगा. इसलिए जाना अच्छा है, नहीं जाना अच्छा है. सॉरी, नहीं जाना अच्छा है. तो आजकल तो बहुत कॉमन हो गया इन कलयुगा. एंड आल्सो स्पेशली लास्ट 5-6 years इंडिया को आग लग गया. Actually Western ideology is coming into our Indian culture actually, and Indians are very aggressive in accepting the Western ideas, and they want to accept and they make it feel. So I heard actually recently also, if you go and see that many people they go for to do MS to Western countries, US and other places. So especially the Indian girls, they accept the Western ideas very quickly actually, and they want to feel like Western. Even our people also, even in our villages also, they like to wear the jeans pant and they like to speak like Westerns. Everything. Accepting Western culture is very much passion for our people actually, Indians. So in last 5 years, because of explosion of the information, explosion of technology, information is exploded actually. Everyone is connecting with anywhere in the corner of this world, very easily, cheaply, without more money, less expensive. Internet is so free, and video calling became so easy also. So many things became so cheap. Then what? The distance between people is reduced, but the distance between the people's heart is increased actually. So what has happened? Finally, because of this, nasty culture is adapted very much in the cities, metropolitan cities. Now in the colleges now, because of co-living hostels so much increased. I think it's very difficult for after few decades, not few decades, a few years, preaching to boys also is very difficult. Wherever you go in that hostel, so लड़की की गोद में सोते रहते हैं, आप जाके क्या प्रचार करेंगे उसको? वो गोद में रहेगा, आपसे बात करते समय प्रभु जी अभी आ रहा हूँ, ऐसा बोलते हैं. कहाँ हो तुम? प्रभु जी मैं इधर ही हूँ. कहाँ? बोल नहीं पाते, गोद में हूँ. कहाँ? लड़के गोद में रहते हो तो क्या होगा, क्योंकि हर जगह कोलिविंग हॉस्टल्स आने लगे। हैदराबाद में, सॉरी बैंगलोर में तो हर 2-3 हॉस्टल के बाद एक कोलिविंग हो गया, 1/3 हो गया पूरा। सब लड़कियां लड़कों मिलके रहते हैं एक ही हॉस्टल, पढ़ाई करते समय और जॉब करते समय। और आप और तो गवर्नमेंट हॉस्टल में भी आ ही जाएगा कुछ दिन के बाद, वो तो नॉर्मल हो जाएगा। इनिशियली इट इज वेरी स्पेशल, देन आफ्टर दैट इट विल बिकम नॉर्मल। आप कैसे जाएंगे कोलिविंग हॉस्टल में जाके प्रचार, क्या करेगा? आप ऐसा ही नहीं बस माता जी हैं ऐसा करके उधर से भाग के आएगा। तो भाई ये क्या होगा तब? That's why we need to establish our own communities. There is a need to show the alternative society for this society. That's why Prabhupada wanted to start Varnashrama communities and have their own devotees, and by seeing that peaceful communities, society also will change. And they will take up this kind of principles so easily, and they will learn everything. Peaceful life, if they see in the devotees communities, they will also adapt. Nevertheless, if by the grace of Krishna one adheres to the regulative principles and chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna will certainly protect him. Indeed, Krishna says that his devotees never vanquish Kaunteya Pratijani. So what about if you take the shelter of Krishna, Sarvadharman Parityajya? For that you need what? Drashraddha. Drashraddha, how it comes? If you want to save yourself, you should be fully engaged in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, Maya will engage. To fully engage in Krishna consciousness, what you need? Tell me. Full surrender. हाँ, फुल सरेंडर किससे आता है? दृश्यता। दृश्यता कहां से आता है? कल बोला मैंने, कृपा से, साधु कृपा नहीं।
Krishna's protection, how Krishna protects every item.
That is what we should do. That's why Shravanam, Manan, very good. Shravanam and Mananam, last में बहुत अच्छा बोला है। So Shravanam and Mananam, so he should hear from Shravana Guru and he should do Mananam. What is the advantage of doing Mananam? Which doubts? असंभावना विपरीत। ऐसे लगते हैं आप लोग सोए लेकिन सब कुछ जानते हैं। बहुत इंटेलिजेंट से आप सब। तो ऐसे डल हैं ऐसे हैं लेकिन अंदर सब जा रहे हैं। वेरी गुड। कल का भी पॉइंट्स आज बोलने लगा। जनरली बोलते नहीं इतना आसान से। तो मैंने कर्मी का सबसे पहले क्या होता है? साधु का संग होता है, उससे अकाउंट शुरू होता है। मैंने भक्ति शक्ति मैंने कृपा दिया गया, मैंने स्वरूप शक्ति मिल गया, तो उधर से उसके बाद वो साधु से सुन के धीरे धीरे क्या करेगा, वो किसी न किसी एक साधु को अपना गुरु बनाएगा, उससे और विशेष रूप से सुनेंगे। तो सुनने से तो क्या होता है? असंभावना मनन करके असंभाव विपरीत भावना दूर करेंगे, उससे तो क्या होगा? दृढ़ श्रद्धा माने डिटर्मिनेशन आता है, यही करना है। इसीलिए हम लोगों को क्या करना चाहिए? ज्यादा से ज्यादा भगवान की महिमा के बारे में सुनना चाहिए। जिनकी हृदय में भगवान की महिमा के प्रति बहुत ज्यादा वो है, ये हमारा एंडिंग है। दे रहे हैं। सो दैट्स इट। अभी माया से बचने के लिए सब व्यक्ति निरंतर अपने आप को एंगेज रखना चाहिए, मन इधर रखना चाहिए। इस रखने के लिए दृढ़ विश्वास चाहिए, दृढ़ विश्वास के लिए श्रवण करना चाहिए भक्ति शास्त्रों को। ऐसा जिसकी श्रद्धा है, रुचि है, वैसा लोगों से सुनना चाहिए, और साथों साथ सत्व गुण में रहना चाहिए। इसलिए दैवी वर्णाश्रम सत्व गुण इसीलिए कि दैवी वर्णाश्रम इसलिए कि सत्व गुण में रहकर सुनना है, नहीं तो हम लोग उल्टा सीधा समझ के बैठेंगे। दृष्ट्वा तां कामिलिप्तेन बहुना परिरम्भितां जगामहृच्चयवशं सहसैवा विमोहितः। The Sudra, he is harm decorated with turmeric powder, was embracing the prostitute when Ajamila saw her. The dormant lusty desires in his heart awakened, and in illusion he fell under their control. स्तंभायन्नात्मनात्मानं यावत् सत्वं यथाश्रुतं नाशशाका समादातुं मनो मदन वेपितम। उस सीन को देख के अजामिल का दिल गड़बड़ा गया एक्चुअली एकदम। तो क्या होने लगा, वेपितम माने कांपने लगा। वो माने वो उधर शूद्र स्त्री से ये वो व्यक्ति मान प्लास्टिक से वो शूद्र संभोग करने लगा। सो इसको देख के as far as possible he patiently tried to remember the instructions of the shastra, not to even to see a woman। एक ज्ञानी है ना, ये तो भक्त तो नहीं है अजामिल, तो इसीलिए वो शास्त्र के अनुसार ये तो मैं ब्रह्मचारी हूँ, मैं ये सब नहीं देखना चाहिए, मेरा मन को कंट्रोल रखना चाहिए, मैं आगे बढ़ना चाहिए, इसको मैं भूलना चाहिए, आगे इसको देखना नहीं चाहिए, ऐसा ट्राई कर रहे हैं। लेकिन उससे उस प्रकार की ज्ञान की शक्ति से ये कदम आगे नहीं डाल पा रहे हैं। वो तो भगवान के नाम शेल्टर लेने तो तुरंत तुरंत वो आपको बचा देती है, लेकिन ये तो ज्ञान का सहारा लेने लगा। With the help of this knowledge and his intellect, he tried to control his lusty desires। बहुत लोगों में कुछ lusty desire आता है, I am not body, I am soul, so I am brahmachari, with this they try, but nothing is going to happen। Immediately you should engage yourself in bhakti activities, shravanam, kirtanam, and these activities। But because of the force of Cupid within his heart, he failed to control his mind। So next, तन्निमित्त स्मरव्याज ग्राहग्रस्तो विचेतनः तामेव मनसा ध्यायन् स्वधर्मात् विररामः। So in the same way that the sun and the moon are eclipsed by low planet, the Brahmana lost all his good sense। ध्यायितो विषयान् पुंसो संकस्तो शोपजायते संगा संजायते काम कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति स्मृतिभ्रंशो स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाश हो गया। So taking advantage of the situation, he always thought of prostitute, and within the short time he took her as a servant in his house and abandoned all the regulative principles of Brahma। सबको हटा दिया, बस उनको लेके आएगा। Devotional service, which begins with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, is so powerful that even if one falls down from the exalted position of Brahmana through the sexual indulgence, he can save from all calamities if somehow or other chants the holy name of the Lord। This is extraordinary power। यदि अजामिल के पास दृढ़ श्रद्धा होकर यदि निरंतर भक्ति करके अच्छे सुराचार रहते तो तब वो सेक्स करते तो भी वो बच के रहते थे, लेकिन अभी उनके पास क्या हो गया, भक्ति है नहीं, तो विक्टिम हो गया। तामेव तोषयामासा पित्रेणार्थेन यावता ग्राम्यैर्मनोरमैर्कामैः प्रसीदेता यथा तथा। Ajamila began spending whatever money he had inherited from his father to satisfy the prostitute with various material presentations so that she would remain pleased with him। He gave up all his brahmanical activities to satisfy the prostitute। बहुत पैसा मांग रहे, ए ले आओ, ये ले आओ, वो ले आओ, घर का पूरा पैसा ला के दिया और पूरा पिताजी को पैसा खींच के लेके आके पद इसको दे दिया, फिर भी नहीं हो रहा है और भी बहुत चाहिए, तो क्या करा। There are many instances throughout the world in which even a purified person being attracted by prostitute spends all the money he has inherited। Prostitute hunting is so abominable that the desire for sex with a prostitute can ruin one's money। ये तीनों हो जाए, कैरेक्टर गिर जाएगा, पोजीशन गिर जाएगा, एक्सॉल्टेड पोजीशन नीचे आ जाएगा, और कोई रेस्पेक्ट नहीं देंगे, तो ऐसे रंडीबाज है, तो कैसा उनको कोई सम्मान देंगे नहीं देंगे, और उसके बाद क्लीन अनक्लीन हो जाएगा, शरीर में भी रोग होगा और मन में भी रोग होगा, मन भी अनक्लीन रहेगा, और उसके बाद पूरा पैसा लुट जाएगा। Therefore illicit sex is strictly prohibited, especially गृहस्थों। तो एक नहीं, एक से उनको संतुष्टि नहीं होता है, दो दो तीन तीन चार चार चाहिए, तो और भी पूरा पैसा इधर उधर भागने लगेगी, तो क्या बचेगा, पूरा गरीब हो जाएगा। One should be satisfied with his married wife, for even a slight deviation will create havoc। थोड़ा सा भी रुचि है इधर उधर का तो गया काम से, लीकेज हो जाएगा। A Krishna conscious grihastha should always remember this। He should always be satisfied with one wife। एक ले लो बस, प्रभुपाद बोलते हैं एक ले लो, लिक इट, टेक वन एंड लिक इट. He says actually very toughly. If you give the word of licking in the folio, you'll be getting so many. Take one and lick it. Don't go for many. This is enough. If you have any misunderstanding with that, okay, be brahmachari. But don't go for another way. So he should always be satisfied with one wife and peaceful, simple by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Otherwise, at any moment, he may fall down from his good position. ब्रह्मचारी तो एक भी नहीं लेना है. विप्रां स्वभार्याम् अप्रौढां कुले महति लम्बितां विससज्जा चिरात्मापः स्वैरिण्यावाङ्गविद्धति. Because his intelligence was pierced by lustful glance of prostitute, the victimized Brahmana Ajamila engaged in sinful acts in her association. He even gave up the company of his beautiful young wife. एक तो है इतना सुंदर वाइफ, लेकिन उसमें सुंदरता नहीं दिखा, वो शूद्र है, प्रोस्टिट्यूट उसमें सुंदरता दिखा. ये कैसा? सबका अपना अपना टेस्ट रहता है ना. इनका टेस्ट ऐसा हो गया, क्या करें? Who came from a very respectable Brahmana family. Customarily, everyone is eligible to inherit his father's property. Ajamila also inherited the money of his father, but what did he do with the money? Instead of engaging that money in the service of Krishna, he engaged in the service of prostitute. Therefore, he was condemned and was punished by Amras. What did this happen? He was victimized by the dangerous lustful glance of prostitute. यतस्ततोश्चोपनिन्ये न्यायतो न्यायतो धनम बबारस्य कुटुम्बिन्या कुटुम्बं मंदहीरयम्. Although born of a Brahmana family, this rascal, bereft of intelligence because of prostitutes' association, earned money somehow or other, regardless of whether properly or improperly, and used it to maintain the prostitute's son and daughters. What is said here? Important point. Kutumbinya. Kutumbini means possessing sons and kutumbinyaha बवार अस्याह कुटुंबिन्याह कुटुंबो. उसका कुटुंब को ये पालन पोषण कर रहा है. कुटुंब माने उनका बच्चे इधर उनका माने शूद्र प्रोस्टिट्यूट का बच्चे कहा है. माने इसका अर्थ क्या है? अजामिल का भी बच्चे नहीं हो. बेचारे उनका बच्चे कितना और कितना नहीं, उनको भी नहीं पता. क्या करें? यदसौ शास्त्रमुल्लङ्घ्य स्वैराचार्यतिर्गर्हितः अवर्तता चिरं कालम् अगायुरशुचिर्मलात्. The Brahmana irresponsibly spent his long lifetime transgressing all the rules and regulations of the holy scriptures, living extravagantly and eating food prepared by prostitute. Therefore, he is full of sins, is unclean, and is addicted to forbidden activities. Very, very important purpose. Food prepared by an unclean, sinful man or woman, specifically a prostitute, is extremely infectious. कोई मूवी देखते हैं और इधर से कल्चर ऐसा घुमाते रहते हैं, किचन में डेटी, किचन में भी ऐसा कुछ लोग ऐसे वीडियो रख के देखते हुए राजभोग बनाते हैं. ऐसा है कुछ मंदिरों में ऐसा चल रहा है एक्चुअली. वीडियो चलाते रहते मूवी की ये सब, और इसकी दूसरी तरफ खाना भी बनाते भगवान का. नहीं तो गाना सुनते हैं, सब बनाते हैं. तो जब है ना, तो फूड प्रिपेयर्ड बाय सच ए लो कॉन्शियस पीपल, इट्स एक्सट्रीमली इन्फेक्शियस. वो खून में एकदम एक एक बूंद में जम जाएगा. वो जो डिजायर्स हैं उनका चेतना आपका खून के नस नस में जाके जम जाएगा, हड्डियों में भी चले जाएगा. That's why Prabhupada, what he's writing is extremely infectious. That's why cook should be very clean and very much Brahminical and free from this kind of agitation. लेकिन हमारा उसके तो बहुत पेड़ रहते हैं क्या भरोसा कोई जब नहीं कुछ. Cooking is the highest service action, and that should be very clean and pure. People should do. Then everyone will be happy by eating that. But unqualified people who are prostitute mentality or is having sinful and man and woman, so then the food prepared by them is very dangerous. Ajamila ate such food and therefore he was subjected to punishment of Amra. Every day she is preparing prostitute. He became day by day falling down. Tatayenam dandapane sakasham krutakilbisham neshyamo krutanirvesham yatra dande shuddhyati. This man Ajamila didn't undergo atonement because before the death they should go atonement, but he didn't do any atonement. Therefore, because of his sinful life, we must take him into the presence of Yamaraj for punishment. There, according to the extent of his sinful acts, he will be punished and thus purified. Purport: the Vishnudutas has forbidden the Yamadutas to take Ajamila to Yamaraj. Therefore, the Yamadutas explained that taking such a man to Yamaraj was appropriate, since Ajamila had not undergone atonement for his sinful acts. He was to be taken to Yamaraj to be purified. When a man commits murder, he becomes sinful, and therefore he must be killed. Otherwise, after death, he must suffer